What's good? What's good? We happy to
Yeah,
be.
I mean, I ain't gonna introduce y'all, but I'll let y'all go down the line and introduce yourself.
All right, let's start with you, bro. Sure. My name is Jadyn. I go by Jadyn Smooth. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Jadyn Smooth, Jadyn Smooth.
What's up, man? It's Dr. Rico. I'm Dr. Rico on everything, Instagram, uh, you name it, everything social media is Dr. Rico. One of the OGs in the style, man. Big supporter of Memphis, New York connections since we started years ago. Love the culture exchange, love the brotherhood. Yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm Lil Buck,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sure y'all know. I'm Lil Buck, Memphis Jukin extraordinaire, one of the ambassadors of the culture, and yeah, same as Dr. Rico. Really, it's much love. It's always been love between me and the whole world of Flex in general. So yeah, happy to be here on this podcast.
Hey, I'm just Sina. I go by Sina Trending. All my socials or are Sina Trending. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Lorray. Lorray Curry. All my socials are Lorray Curry. Larray. Curry like Steph Curry.
Somebody said, hey, I'm Lorraine.
That's what's up. That's
All
what's up.
right.
That's what's up. So, just a little bit before I get into you guys' personal stories, tell us a little bit about Memphis Shipping. What is Memphis Shipping?
Go ahead, Dr. Man, I was just gonna. I knew that was coming. All right, so listen, Memphis Juggin is actually the combination of 30+ years of the dance style of gangster walking that came out in the late '80s and how it has evolved from the '80s, the '90s, 2000s up to present day. So Memphis Juggin is a term we use. So Juggin was already a term. So just putting Memphis is just wanted to make sure people knew where it came from. So we're talking about the dance style of the gangster walk and how it has continued to evolve and how over the years, and we have been influenced by other cultures and still keeping our aesthetic and our culture that's what you see now. And then it's even though it's a dance style for us, that's our medium for all art forms. So we might, if we say we Memphis Zuka, more than likely we still practice another art form in our dance, whether it's fashion, acting, music, writing, you know what I'm saying, teaching. There's some of the art form that we use juking as a way of getting that art form out there.
Okay, dope, dope. So, when do you think Memphis started getting noticed for Memphis Shipping?
I think it was around the time, honestly, YouTube came out because that's when, well, for me personally, from my perspective, I think it was around the time YouTube popped off. And what year was that? Shit, that was over 20 years ago, right?
No, not
No, that was
YouTube.
over 10. Yeah, probably. Yeah, nah, it's for sure. Yeah, yeah, over 10 years ago. No, over 10, over a little bit over 10 years ago. I mean, I argue what's so unique about the Memphis and New York connection when we went to Spring Bling and we met first time we met BSV. You know what I'm saying? And we both was on BET to showcase, you know what I'm saying, the style that we were doing. And I think YouTube was early stages of popping off then too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was somewhere around that time because that's when Memphis Jukin wasn't really, it was really no mediums for us to get it put out there, besides just in our own neighborhoods and everything, people going around recording each other and just making these DVDs.
Okay, real quick to interrupt you. Is somebody else on live? Because there's an echo in your background. It's repeating what you're saying.
Rico.
Nah, I don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Is it better if we pull it closer?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I got to get closer to the mic then. But yeah, like I said, I think it was around the time YouTube popped off because we started really releasing videos, and then people outside of Memphis can have access to see what's going on. So we had people, we had the Memphis culture, booming already in the city. But once YouTube came out and we started to put our work out there and our dancing out there, people from Russia started making videos, to juking songs, trying to do it. People from all over started trying to do it. And that's what's so crazy about that. The question you asked is so layered because what we're talking about, I realize as we're answering, we're actually talking about when like other dance coaches and like prominent people in dance coaches like will word spread it, because it's almost like over the last 2-3 years the spread has been to the general public more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with COVID hitting and all these dance challenges and all that bull, but it's like for people like you, Peaches, and people that been in other dance communities, y'all been knowing about it for years since YouTube, and you know what I'm saying, and we've been coming back and forth battling, you know, like exchange, right? But for a lot of other people, they just getting onto it again as we see the emergence of Memphis music and Memphis artists taking the streamline. So it's like, damn, there's a dance to go to what Duke Deuce is doing. There's a dance to go to what Moneybagg Yo, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, dope. So, okay, I'm gonna start. Who's the youngest member?
It's
Nah, how old you, bro?
oh yeah.
How old you? No, how old
It's
you?
me, bro.
It's
Oh,
right.
it is Jadyn.
It's me. I'm the youngest.
Well, in the cast here today is how old you, bro?
19.
It's Jadyn.
19.
How old you?
I'm 19, but I turned 21st.
So in the cast, it's Elise, but she not here right now. She not. But
I'm talking about. I know that because I went.
Yeah, in this room is
Jay.
Jadyn.
Is him. This dude
For
right
sure.
So I'm talking about just sitting there with y'all right now.
here. This little dude right here.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with you, Jadyn.
Yeah.
So, what interests you in this style of dance?
Man, my mom used to take me to the mall back in the day. I forgot which mall it was,
Right.
but Raleigh Springs Mall, yep. And
In the back, like,
yeah, and that was crazy. I used to see all the greats like do the style, and Rico was actually the first person to teach me my steps like as a baby. I didn't even have no dreads and nothing like that for real. You don't remember? I got
okay,
Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like
I gotta see you the pictures and stuff because I got them still. But ever since then, like I just always used to come to the sessions and shoot. Eventually, the mall shut down and people lost contact and stuff. But I just kept drinking, and eventually I ran into a few other legends, and they kept on teaching me and all that cool stuff. And then eventually, I just started getting booked to go dance like for Drink Awards and a lot of cool dance events in Memphis. And yeah, I just kept on staying the course with Memphis Drinking because there was something different about it that I just loved. For real.
So that made me like
so if you weren't dancing right now, what do you think you'll be doing?
I have no clue. I've been dancing since I was 3, like real dance steps. So I don't know. I have no idea. Probably into fashion or something like that, or music or something. But
You for sure would be into fashion and music. It ain't no
Which is
question.
what you're doing
Don't
now.
hate on the fashion.
You still
Don't hate
doing
on the
it. I don't think-
fashion.
You know, ain't nothing gonna stop your show. I feel like, cause you so lit with the fashion with what you're doing right now. You already starting to break boundaries. This man just did a collaboration with Playboy and Amiri. So like,
I'm about to.
that's some wild stuff at his age. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
About to actually, and he already doing this thing with the music and already getting majorly noticed already in the city for his mixes and what he's creating. So I'm sure you've been doing something in that realm for a fact.
Yeah, I would have still been working for sure, but like,
Yeah.
ain't nothing like what I do for a living, like what I do now, which is like really being a movement artist and like being able to express how I feel and what I go through in my mind with like the way I dance. Like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Real blessings for real.
Dope. So, Dr. Rico, I'm gonna transfer to you because you're sitting right next to him. You're the OG. You're the OG of the crew, and and it's wonderful to still see OGs still mingling with the youth and the upcoming age groups in street dance. Before I even start with you, what is your definition of street dance?
Damn,
Well,
man.
you don't put it on now.
Great question. So I guess I'll just take the 2 words. Like for me, like street is our way of like referring to like the culture. It's really, the less impoverished people, like the more impoverished cultures. And like that's not even just America. Like, you know what I'm saying? We recognize this shit around the world. The people that like don't have the money to go to quote unquote studios and all the above. Like, so we get it how we live. Like, we get it. We might have been literally dancing in the streets or in our houses, in our garages, in our kitchens, you know what I'm saying? And like,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of, and then when we think about like dance, a lot of us might have been inspired by movement, but we didn't have somebody teaching us a formal style. So we built styles off of like ourselves or way our uncle moved or way somebody in the neighborhood walked, you know what I'm saying? And like so it's like you're talking about people who like have traumas, who dance becomes an outlet for them to express what they're feeling without any formal rules behind what dance was, and like we build those rules for ourselves. We end up building our own music to it too. So like street dance is a culture of a certain people and the way they approach movement in their life and what it means to them. You know what I'm saying? And I think those people we talk about are, let's just keep it real. Like, I ain't saying that street dance can be a rich neighborhood of kids that like start a street dance culture. Maybe I don't know about that, but because more than likely they got access. But it could happen, you know what I'm saying? But for what we understand it, we talking about these neighborhoods who like, nah, we don't got nobody coming here teaching us formal dance. We're moving from our heart, we're moving from our soul. This is the way we feel to our music.
Dope. So, what made you even still want to dance at your age?
Scoot up so you won't be
What made me still want to do it at my age?
Yeah.
So I think it's been a couple of different things, but like me turning 39 in 2 months, the thing that I feel that makes me do it now is like what I understand now about my nervous system and what I understand about like what movement does to help with trauma and to help with processing emotions. So it's like me knowing that has now made me inspired to say for the rest of my dance career, I'm gonna always be moving and I'm gonna be always affecting people of different ages because everyone on this planet is having some level of emotional experience, whether we're aware of it or not. And a lot of us have like traumas that we carry that some of us don't know how to process. And movement is one natural way of even just being able to be present to our emotions. So that's one of my biggest reasons for still dancing. And then the second part is like, I still let it just be fun. Like, yeah, I still like to go off and be dope sometimes, but sometimes I don't care about all that. Like, it's a game to me. Like, I'm not like it's one of my most kid-like moments, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I told you about like Memphis Jukin being like an art incubator for other art style. Like the creative, when I get in that creative space, I can go right from dancing to like fatherhood, and my mind thinks differently. Like I'm more open, I'm more like creative and artistic about fatherhood. I'm more creative and artistic about work. So it's like not dancing. I've taken moments where I said, man, I'm gonna put it up. And I've seen how that's affected my overall balance. So it ain't about am I gonna keep juking or flexing or popping or hip hop, all the styles I do. It's like for me, dancing is like that freedom to move, and I'm gonna always be moving until I die. So like let me be intentional. I love music. Let me connect to music and let me connect to my emotions and share it.
So, what I will ask you, I'm gonna ask Buck the same question, but you're older than Buck. What do you think is the gap between street dance and the professional dance world without just the training?
Hey, the first thing I said, financial resources. Like valuing equity. Like equity, having equity. Like to the biggest gap that I think about is how like we can give this can be considered like a fine art. And you can put money to it and you look at it in a certain light. And then this is just some street dance or they like to all call it hip hop, Like I think it's not even enough to just say, oh, we respect you equally. Oh, we respect that this is a dance style. Great. We'll put that same level of money into what we're doing. Let us have a budget of $50,000 towards a show or more. You know what I'm saying? Like to really see us take our ideas to that level. So like the gap is resources.
I feel
Okay.
like I feel like it's a small it's I feel like the gap's not even big, honestly, between street dance and professional dancing, because I do consider street dance professional dance, and I fight for that everywhere I go, and getting people to understand that. What we do is professional on a professional level, just as much as any other dance that's done in any studios that people consider professional, because we put just as much, if not more, training time into what we do. We put just as much, if not more. It takes just as much, if not more, discipline to do what we do. And in order to be great at what we do, and it becomes a lifestyle, just like how quote unquote trained dancers, what they do, they have a discipline in what they do, where they get up every morning and do their thing in the studio, and it becomes a part of their lifestyle. But I would say the only thing that creates a difference for me, from where I see it, is just perspective, and that's perspective on for the craft on both ends, right? So like our perspective on it, well, I will start with the other people's perspective of what we do, right? Like everybody else outside looking in to what we do, the way we do it is so free. The way we do it, it and who we are. People perceive us as being like, kids that are just born with this type of, movement, and that we haven't worked, hard to actually, have the training enough to be as good as we are. We're just naturally this good, right? It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes and it takes a lot of discipline for us to be able to do what we do at the level we do it at, every day. Like if you ask any street dancer, how long, how often they dance or how many hours they dance, it's just it's a phenomenal level, right? That, and we go through crazy lengths to like do what we do. And a lot of people still, some people still it's surprising to just hear some people always say, oh well, I feel like you've got to be professionally trained. How long have you been professionally training? And I'm like, all my life. This is professional. Like what we do is professional dance, right? So like their perspective of it is, because that's all they know. Like when people are looking outside in that don't know the street dance world, they try to relate it to the only thing they know is, and that's probably studio dancing or things they've seen in the studio on a professional level. And when they haven't seen anything other than that, and they see us moving in a way that has this complexity to it, and they're like, then that's the only thing they can kind of relate it to. Is like that's why a lot of people don't know, like certain folks. I was surprised. Like I've had studio training before, but like I've been juking since before I even knew that world even existed. I've been dancing since before I even knew that world existed. Just street dancing in general. But like even my homie John Buggs, he's never taken a studio. He's never had studio training in his life, and based off the music that he danced to, just by flipping the script on the music, people say, "Oh, you got to be classically trained, or you got to be professionally trained." How long have you been professionally trained, right? So it's like, and nothing changed but the music. So I would just say it's the outside world looking in, their perspective of what they seeing, and for us is our perspective on. Sometimes it's our perspective that creates that gap of like, of I guess our perspective on discipline. Like we have the discipline, right, to be able to do this dance style and practice it on a in an extreme level, right? But at the same time, I feel like, well, I wouldn't even say discipline. I feel like what studio dancers do is, they create a discipline and a routine about what they do every day. And like, oh yeah, well, it really goes down to like what Rico said. It's having that support system behind them and feeling like they are part of, something that can get them on another level. Like, but for us, that's the reason why that's the reason why our dance styles really have gone to the lengths that I feel like they've gone to. Like the world knows about flexing. Like flexing's been on ABDC, it's been all over, right? And it still continue to break barriers, like Memphis Jukin is as well. It might not be as fast as a lot of other, formal dance styles out there like that, because like he said, through backing and through people supporting it like that. But at the same time, like that community that we have is that community that we have as far as dance and supporting each other. That's totally similar to what they have in the studios and stuff, right? Because that's all they have. They come together as a collective. They get together and they train together for about probably 2 hours, and then they go home about their business. But we do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? We do that probably like 3-4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? When we come together and create that community and that collective to drive each other and push each other to keep going, you know, we probably got a lot of, you know, battles that happen that you know, help us get better. And you know, you got that little tension every now and then, but at the same time, the way we build community is what I think helps us flourish, you know. So it's really not a big gap, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just perspective and how we perceive, you know, how to get to that next level and how people perceive us as far as like being professionally trained, if that makes any sense to you.
Yes, it makes. I'm gonna come back because you just took over the question. I'm gonna come
I'm
back
sorry.
to you.
I
I'm gonna
was
talk to the
passionate about
female.
answering
How
the
you
question.
doing?
I'm
How
gonna
you
shut up.
doing, sweetheart? How you feeling, sweetheart? How you feeling, Miss First Lady over there? One of the first ladies of the team. How are you feeling, sweetheart?
Yeah.
I feel good.
That's
You know?
good. So let the people know who you are.
Let them know who you are, Sina.
Well, I mean, y'all know I'm Sina. Been dancing
No,
since
they don't know. So you gotta let them know.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all know now. My name is just Sina, but I go by Sina or Sina Trending. I've been dancing since I was like maybe 7, 8. You know, doing like little choreo with my cousins and stuff like that. And I went from like doing that to doing like commercial dancing, which is like hitting folks. And I just like discovered juking through that because it was kind of like doing the pretty much the watered down juking. So like LaShante was like, hold on. She like, let me teach you the real deal. And that's when I started, you know, like looking more into juking, you know, watching it on YouTube. And
Shout out to Shante.
yeah, shout out to
LaShante,
LaShante
man.
Pop,
She was one of
man.
my teachers.
Word. Shout out. I haven't seen or heard of from her or her on the scene in a long, long time. But she's one of the ones that opened
She never
our
stepped.
eyes to juking.
She never stepped away. You know what I'm saying? She's still a part. A lot more management, mentoring, like background stuff. You know, she's over the Memphis Dance World page, and she's been doing video photography stuff for people in just a lot of like real like OG mentoring, like personal conversations with ladies and empowering them. So yeah, she's still doing work.
Back to Sina.
So Sina, tell me how can I put this? Tell me what made you feel like you wanted to do this for the rest of your life.
What do you
I don't think it's something that I want to do for the rest of my life, but I do love the style. I love juking, but I do want to expand more into other different things, like with dance in general. So yeah.
Yeah, so I meant dancing as a whole, not just juking, like just dancing as a whole. Like, is it something that you would see yourself doing for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it actually helped me get out of, you know, depression and, you know, helped me fight a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff I was dealing with back at home. So I feel like it'll always be a coping mechanism for me. So I feel like I would never stop dancing. Like it's my life. It's like a part of me.
So, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 23.
Okay, so 23, what would you say right now to a 14-year-old girl? She's just trying to learn street dance and she's heavily depressed to the point of suicide. What do you think that can help her, that helped you, that can change her around?
Um, I feel like the first thing she should do is like self-reflect. Like think about what she really want to do and how she wants to do it and just do it. Like don't think about what other people got going on or what they would say. Just do what you love. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta focus on yourself. Like you can't focus on
Or
what somebody.
how do you do it? being, especially in the type of society we live in now, how are you able to just say, you know what, I'm tunnel vision, and this is for me, and I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be for me. Like, how do you keep that tunnel vision?
Uh, really, you just gotta keep going. And you really gotta like surround yourself with motivational people and people that are doing the same thing you are doing. That's really the only way to me. Like you can't really just do it alone. You gotta have people around you that's like inspiring you and it's like telling you to keep going.
So that's how you do it, right?
Yeah,
All right.
So if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
amazing.
Dope. And why would you say that?
Because I can do anything I set my mind to. I'm a star.
That's what's up. I like
Absolutely.
that answer.
Shout
So
out to Lil
what do
I
you
want to talk about.
what do you
All
think
right, I'm
about
sorry. I got
have
to
you
say
ever
something.
thought about how can I put it? Have you ever thought about, you know what? I've been dancing for so long. What made you stay in the street dance side of things and not go to, because you said you used to do routines and stuff like that and not make you go to that side of dancing and you stuck to the more freestyle of dance.
Freestyle is basically, what's in freestyle is the word free. I just felt free doing
Mhm.
freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to sit here and like learn other ways of someone else's, dance style. I could just be myself. I can express the way I want to express when it comes to doing freestyle.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Young man in the back with the glasses. Here he go.
Ray,
Doing
Gangster Ray.
How you doing, sir? And
amazing.
what
How about
is your name?
my name is Larray, Larray Curry.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 19, but my birthday in a couple of days.
Um,
Okay, so how did you start dancing?
I used to go to talent shows in middle school and cut up. And then I met my best friend. His name was Ashton. And he introduced me to this team in Memphis. And I joined the team. The teacher taught like juking. Her name Radia. She taught me like the basic moves and the basic fundamentals of Memphis juking. And then I went home and just basically like
Turned into a monster.
turned into a monster. Yeah, so that's how I got into it.
Okay, what made you decide that, you know what, I could be doing anything else, but I want to do this?
I had the most fun doing this, and I was I felt the most comfortable doing this. Now I used to hoop, I used to be in band, and I can say I was good at both. But this dance specifically, I enjoyed the most. And I
Mm,
seen that I was the most passionate about. I had a bigger vision and a bigger dream. Cause I mean the other two I was just, hey, I'm doing it, I'm
Just
good
doing
at
this.
it.
Just doing this.
But dancing, I have a dream, I have a vision, I know what I want to do with it.
okay, dope. So if you had one person that you could say you looked up to and that was your role model through this process, who would it be?
But
Why would it be that?
what you say?
Why would it be that?
It's Buck because okay, when I first really got into the love of juking, I seen him. Well, I seen many jukers, but when I watched him, it was like it opened my brain a lot, and I seen like the success he was having with it, and it motivated me and inspired me to be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Like he's from Memphis, I'm from Memphis, so I can go and do the same thing he doing if I put in a right work ethic in and the right passion. So it was more so him and just how he inspired me and how it was, I don't know, his energy as well that just like, I don't know, it just got to me, honestly.
I didn't tell him to say none of this, by the way. He's saying this on his own free will.
For real.
Don't be out there, y'all. I go walk right next to him. He told him to say that shit. I ain't tell him to say that shit.
And I want you to answer the question too. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
I know what I'm trying to say. One word I would say. Okay, it's like
persistent.
nah, it's not that. It's like dream. The word dream comes to my head, but it's not the word dream.
So dreamy.
Dreamy.
That boy said he dreamed.
Because it's like
Visionary.
visionary. Like I literally think of things, and I'm literally in my head all the time,
Visionary.
thinking and manifesting and
Imaginative.
imaginative. That's what I'm gonna say. Imaginative.
Okay, imaginative. Dope, 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 dope. Okay, so Buck, I'm gonna get back to you real quick. What age were you when you started dancing?
When I started dancing in general, I don't know. I've been dancing as long as I can remember. You know, I used to watch my older sister actually start, dancing. She actually got me into it. I've been just moving around dancing since I was probably like 3 years old or something like that. But as far as juking goes, I started juking around the age of 13 years old.
And what made you feel like, you know what? I think I like this. This is what I want to do. I want to
Uh,
perfect it.
well, the thing is, when I was growing up and I was just dancing, I did it to have fun. And then that's something that just kept me and my sister happy growing up because we grew up like extremely poor. So like the only thing, we ain't had TV, we ain't had nothing. So the only thing we had to just, keep ourselves happy was just like dancing and stuff. And then somehow we got a hold of a Michael Jackson tour VHS tape. And me and my sister used to watch that religiously until we like learned the moves that he was doing. We learned all his routines just from watching that tape so many times that he was doing on tour. And then but I thought can't no other human do what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, ain't nobody else gonna be able to do what he doing. We could, no matter how hard they try. And then I saw these guys, fast forward to when I was like, 12, 13 years old, I saw these folks bumping. I saw juking. Like I really started to see juking in Memphis. And when I first saw it, I was like, damn, these niggas is gliding on concrete better than Michael Jackson. And then that was it.
That was all you needed
Yo,
to see.
for real, oh God. That's why I say it all the time. That's the truest story I ever told in my life.
Hey, y'all should
I
see him.
swear to
You
God.
should see this story told in person though. Like in the show, he tells in depth of this story.
I'm getting there. Don't rush me. I'm getting there. Don't rush me, Dr. Rico. I'm getting to the show. So, so you saw them and you felt like forget Michael Jackson. I want to learn what they
Yeah,
learned.
but that's when I knew it was something that was that somebody can actually do. Because I used to think, man, you had to be on his level of like whatever, I don't know, time, money, anything to be able to move like that or whatever. And I just thought he was different. And then I saw these folks in the streets doing it. And I was just like, damn, these folks moving better than Michael Jackson. And he looked like how I want to look. The man got on jabos. He got on, he grilling. These folks look like me. So that's when I was like, man, I think I can probably learn this shit. I want to learn this shit because I always wanted to move like MJ, but I never thought it was possible until I seen these folks already doing it. I seen kids doing it. I was like, damn, they got 7-year-olds right here gliding. And I was like, I bet. I definitely got to learn this shit. So that's when I really just, tried to tap in as much as I could.
So when can you say that the time and energy that you put into learning this style really put you on another elevation to where it elevated you and it just took off from there?
Well, I mean, I didn't have a lot of access, so I was just bumping in my carport. Like I lived in Westwood. I was in Westwood when I really started juking, and then I I only had it was only like 2 people in my block that was juking. You know, it was kind of like this cul-de-sac area. It was like only 2 people that I knew of that was bumping. So I used to try to just get as much from them as I could, you know, and I still didn't know the basics and all that shit. Like I knew a little bit of how to do a little something, a little bit of basics whenever I could, but like what really I think I was probably around 17, 16, something like that when I first saw the real guys doing it, because I was doing it on my block. And then my friends thought I was the dopest dude in Westwood. And then we saw that Crash the Club DVD, and that shit changed everything. We saw this DVD that was circulating around Memphis called Crash the Club, and it had the real legends, the real folks I never seen doing it. And my friend, I would watch it with my homies, and they were just like, Buck, you slaw as a motherfucker. they just got on my ass. They were like, man, you trash as hell. You ain't doing this shit, Buck. Damn. So they just started making fun of me. Like, my homies was on my ass because I thought I was the shit. And then they saw these folks and they were like, man, hell no, bro. I thought you were bumping. And then it was that made me be like, you know what? And then I started training. I just started training all day and all night till my toes bled. They had me fucked up. For real, they had me so fucked up. I went back home, and ever since then, we watched that DVD. And I watched Daniel, and I watched Gino, the legend Gino. Rest in peace to Gino. I watched G-Nerd. Like, all these legends was on there. And my homies was clowning me because I really thought I was the GOAT in my neighborhood, and I ain't know shit. So I just started training till my toes bled, you know, for real. And then fast forward to like, I think I was like, was I 16 or 17? I forget. I was somewhere around 16, 17 when Young Jay, this guy named Young Jay, he does music in Memphis, and he one of the guys who actually started to film and document Memphis juking around the city, and made it a mission to really try to put it out there like that. So like Young Jay was doing this DVD called Memphis Juking Volume 1, and I met him because his sister I was with this group called Heal the Hood Foundation in Memphis, Tennessee. We were just dancing and in different places to try to heal the hood with movement and dance and shit. And she saw me and introduced me to him. And then he brought me to his shoot that he was having. That he had this shoot outside this club parking lot, and he invited all the juckers from like North Memphis, South Memphis, East, like everywhere, like all over Memphis, and they was all right there in one spot. That's when I met Rico. That's when I met Daniel. That's when I met all the GOATs in person, like Bobo. You know what I'm saying? The legend. That's when I met all these folks in person, and I was scared as hell to go out there and bump. But then I was just like, you know what, man, fuck it. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go out. I ain't even bump. He did it for like, it was like a 2-day shoot. And the first day I ain't even do shit. The first day I just stood there watching their ass. And then Jay was like, you gotta bump, bro. You can't just be out there watching these folks. So the second day I went out to Little Black, and that shit on YouTube still to this day, but you can see it. But like the second day, I just went out there for the first time in front of everybody at the Little Black, and everybody just started going crazy. And
man, this fool was out there in some short pants on country.
Yeah, I know.
Doing knee glide.
Yeah, well, I was like, God damn.
Looking at him like,
Tiny ass black shoes.
and then like, so you know what I'm saying? One big thing about the culture of juking is like your shoes gotta look good, right?
bro, they was never bathing they
So you telling me, wait, Dr. Rico. So you telling me you gotta have some fresh kicks on to be able to jug?
Listen, like, so every dance style still has about the people they created and like the characters and what they uphold, right? So when you not feeling good because of whatever the fuck you living through, least looking good can give you a little hope. So this style was birthed off going out. Like it was birthed in going out to the club. So you trying to look good, right? Now, don't get me wrong, we be in the lab now destroying shoes and shit, but like Buck was coming. Man, Buck is notorious.
He ain't saying I wasn't fresh now. Don't get it twisted.
He
I had
just-
on paddle
we
leather
just-
black bathing apes. I had on the golden black. I had on the
Like,
golden black Chicago boy.
We saw he was doing his moves though. He was like,
They were just mad because I was dooming my shit. I didn't give a fuck.
But like honestly, it was like that's part of me being like a teacher, like seeing what how he was destroying his. He didn't give a fuck about his shoes. He didn't give a fuck about his knees. We was like, man, bro, crazy. Like if he ever really get the character more, he gonna be crazy good because he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the perfect name for him. That's what Buck means. Like to not give a fuck about anything but what you truly feel. That's the real essence of being Buck. You know what I'm saying? And so like, yeah, we were just like, and he stood out to us because it's like this fool is out here in some short pants doing knee glides on concrete.
But that's when. But that's
listen. I know you not lying, Dr. Rico, because the first time I ever met Buck, he was in the hood. Like he was in East New York, and they kept saying, "Yo, Pete, come to the crib. You gotta meet Buck." And I'm like, "Yo, y'all always got some dancer over here. Who's this nigga y'all got over here now?" And they like, "Nah, you gotta meet him. He's lit right now." And when I got there, Buck was on the step, gliding down the steps. I'm like, at the time, don't hate me. Don't hate me for this, Buck. At the time, so I said, y'all got another nigga trying to be professor outside? That's what I said. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I said, y'all got somebody else trying to be professor outside? Why y'all doing this? They like, nah, I'm telling you. I said, nah, bro. He'll give Professor a run for his money right now. Because at the time, even back then, and I still think y'all are the two best gliders alive. When it comes to feet, y'all are the two best. I don't think there's anyone that can do what y'all can do physically on y'all toes and barefoot. I don't think there's anyone that can pass that capacity. So even with that, and I'll get into that, but before y'all even go further, I really want y'all to tell me about y'all show. What is the show Memphis Jukin? How did it come about? What was the reason and the purpose for the show? Okay, we got stuck. Where they go? They got stuck. It's the face on the stuck picture. I know. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Nah, this picture on them frozen is crazy. Hold on, we gonna let them try to come back and we gonna see if they could come back in. I don't know where they went just now, but we gonna try to get them back. Um, so we can definitely see what's going on. I don't know. Hopefully we can get them back in. They're gonna come back in. Let me just text him and let him know. You guys froze. Join again. But yeah, this is we have Memphis in the building. Memphis has definitely been doing a thing. Like, you feel me? They definitely been out here making noise. They've been out here. They have a phenomenal show out called Memphis Chicken. I paid my $90 to go see it. Um, I hope they could come back on so they can really tell y'all and I can really tap into. Okay, here they go. Y'all can hear me? I can't hear y'all. Okay, let me see. Oh no, I can't hear y'all. Mike, if you hear assistance,
Hold on.
okay, I got you now.
All right, you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear you
All
now.
right, lit. We back. Yeah, we got A God and Gino up in this thing.
Hey y'all, hey guys, how you guys doing? So yeah, the question was first, what is the Memphis Chicken Show?
Say that again.
What is the Memphis Drinking Show? And before
Okay.
you even tell me, what inspired that show?
Yeah, so for me, the thing was I had a mission before I left Memphis to go to Cali to like just pursue my whole dance career personally and to try to put the culture on the map in a way that I know it could be put on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was inspired by G Style and all that stuff that the OGs did back in the day because I always used to hear stories about how they would sign to Diddy, how they was putting the culture on the map through music and with the dance and stuff. And I was like, damn, I want to, but you know, something fell short. You know, I don't know what it was, but I was like, damn, they was there, they was doing that shit. I know it's possible. And then like I was, and you know, that story inspired me and stuck with me for a long time. So like when I moved to LA, I moved because just opportunity. I wanted my mama's life to change. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my family to live better. And so I moved to pursue my own personal dance career, but I also had a mission to put Memphis Jukin on the map, like I just said. And I always wanted to create a platform because I felt like that was one of the few things that was missing out of the city that we didn't have. We don't have I wanted to create a platform. I wanted to just bring what I learned and bring all this wealth and knowledge. I said, if I became successful, I want to bring what I can back home to help other people become successful in it. Because I knew I wasn't the best at it. You know what I'm saying? Like all the people I looked up to was still doing it. It wasn't like me being out there wasn't gonna stop time from, you know, the things that are happening in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to live in Memphis. So like that's something I definitely wanted to do if I became successful, was to bring something back. So it wasn't until I was out in LA and just seeing all what was happening how people was touring shows, how people was just doing a lot of shit with dance. And I was just like, damn, these folk really got these shows going and really making money and making and being considered professional dancers because they're able to tour with, professionally and have these experiences. I was like, I want something like that for the city because we don't have no platforms like that at all. Right? Like in the city, it felt like it was a limit to what we can do with dance before we hit a wall, right? And then you can't get through that wall. It's just you done reach this level of wherever you can reach with dance, and that's it. Because we don't have like auditions, or we don't have like commercials. Like they don't use dance for commercials. They don't use dance for none of that shit in Memphis, right? They don't use dance for anything where people can actually make a lucrative living from it. So I wanted to at least build a platform where the dancers can have experience, and be able to say I toured the United States, if not the world. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I love to do, doing Memphis Jukin, because this is a professional dance style. Like I said, I always considered it. So I wanted them to feel it, and I wanted them to experience that. And I know having those experiences personally, they it helped me. It helped motivate me to know that I can do it, and it helped give me that discipline to be able to work harder to become the best I could be, and to actually go after my dreams. So like I wanted it to do the same for them. I always hope to do the same for them. So that's why I made that my mission. And then when I actually got the opportunity and got people to help me and got the right backing for it.
I mean, we with the Memphis Grizzlies in the back.
Yeah, we love it. No, but that's what inspired me to do it. Just that dream and actually building up to it, and actually having the means to do it finally, and having support behind me, because I produced this show alongside Kemi Music Group out of New York. Actually, it's a company called Kemi Music Group based out of New York, but they helped me put the show together and make it happen. They helped put money behind it with me, and we just invested our own money into making this show happen. And I wanted to make sure we had original all Memphis dancers. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was created.
He popped it.
So, question. I'm gonna ask individually. So, Cinta, wait, before I get to you, Cinta, was this like a casting thing where you had to audition, or
Yeah,
everybody audition?
Yeah, I did that to keep it fair. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we got people that's just incredible in the city. I could have handpicked folks if I wanted to, but I wanted to see what was out there, and I wanted to make sure I ain't miss nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted people to be on this tour who wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to do it, you was gonna come to this casting call. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted people who actually wanted it themselves for themselves. So like that's why I had a casting call. And I feel like I just gotta And it was a lot of folks that showed up. That shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? When you got 1,000 amazing ass juckers showing up. But I feel like I got a real, fast
Yeah,
squad.
your squad is tight. Your squad is tight. So, question, because when other street dancers or the world looks at juking, we see you. We saw Shanti. We see Ladia. We see Gina. Besides Dr. Rico, what is the reason that you think you didn't incorporate them into this story?
I think, well, for me, they're all incorporated as far as like inspiration behind some of these characters and some of the nuances that are in the show subliminally. You know what I'm saying? Or like not subliminal for us, but maybe subliminal for people who don't really know. But they spirit is attached to it like that. As far as like actually having them physically in the show, like people like LaShanta or people like Gina or people like that. Like I said before, I wanted to keep it, fair, but at the same time, I know it was a lot of young guys out there who I wanted to inspire. I was always about inspiring the youth and getting them motivated at a young age, because we already know. The thing is, G-Nerd got a platform called Jukin Wars. He already doing his thing with Memphis Jukin and creating for himself. Like, of course, I can put a lot of the OGs on like that, and I plan to. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the end all be all for Memphis Jukin. I'm always working my ass off to make sure I can elevate this show to get to a place where I can have a bigger cast and I can actually add people to the roster. And best believe I'm gonna be the motherfuckers I add to the roster. Folks like that is part of that culture. So that's always been in my brain, but I always wanted to give an opportunity for these young guys to help inspire them to actually, reach that next level, because I had that mind frame when I was young, and I was blessed to have that mind frame when I was young that I'm gonna make this shit happen for myself regardless of what the fuck happened. Yeah. And there was so much shit going on in the city, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't want to demotivate, I didn't want the kids to get demotivated and just give up too soon, because that shit happens and it's sad when it happens, and I see it happen, and it happened to somebody I was close to. I mean, it happened to somebody I loved, somebody I would have loved to have on this tour, and he ended up just, yeah.
And I guess I just wanna.
Oh God, I wanted that name. I swear to God.
I just want to speak to the fact that like that was a great question. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, like, some of those people named were people that were in that grind to push it and get it on the map, right? I think that some of them, even when they knew about the tour, I think some of them are just in it. It's so crazy how as you like graduate into the OG mindset of like they have experienced opportunities, and some of them like wanted to like be in the background a little bit more now. Like, I want to give some more people from Memphis instead of like people only know the same people that always get the same. Why is it the same?
Right. Okay.
Like, it's always them. It's always them. So it's like sometimes it's like, you know what? All right, let me step back and let me inspire. Let me inbox Sina and be like, hey, you make sure you there. You need to be there. Like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where, because they showed up, like G-Nerd and some of them showed up to the auditions, and some of them showed up to the practices, like to show their support, as well as now me being a choreographer, like my thing, and I told the crew was like the movements come from various genre, various like years and specific people's signature things to shout them out that can't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, there is like specific movement parts where like it's a shout out to like this person and what they contributed to the game. You know what I'm saying? And like how they altered the game in their own originality. So, that was a big part of like how I approach the choreography. Like, I want to represent for all the generations, you know what I'm saying? While at the same time giving freestyle space for the caring people to like explore who they are.
So I'm gonna go down the line. So Jadyn, talk to me about your experience that day when you came to audition.
What was the question?
What was your experience like when you came to audition for the show?
it was in between like
What's that?
because I felt like I knew how people was gonna take the audition. So I feel like I was in between like, okay, I got this, and I was like, dang, what if I don't make it or whatever. Like I was in between both of those because like I am a great dancer, but it's like I don't know. It's like I always be nervous when it comes to that type of stuff, like when it comes to auditions, still like that. Because like, what if I don't make it to the jump or whatever? But I just wanted to show like like this was my dream. Like I'm living my dream right now, and I wanted to express that in the auditions. Like I live for this.
Was it what you thought it was gonna be, or was it fun? Was it
Yeah,
not fun? Was
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, it was
Is this
fun.
your interview?
It's always fun, you know what I'm saying, being around people that you're usually around anyway. But it's like, shoot, it was more so like I'm finna show y'all look for sure because I want to be here. And I can tell some of
Were
them,
there people that you saw there that you thought were gonna make it and they didn't make it? And you like, I know for sure he got this.
nah, everybody that's here, I knew was gonna make it because I knew everybody at the auditions, and you know what I'm saying. Some didn't deserve it, some did.
Shit, I can't say that. I just knew with the skate, I was like, I knew Eli was going. I just felt confident he was going to come and kill. In the beginning, like with your acting part, because Agar went in the first tour with his acting part, I was like, man, he probably gonna make. So it was like different people I saw. You know, that's just interesting.
Probably except Stro, I didn't know Stro like that, so that's probably the only person. So yeah.
Yeah, that was.
What about you, Cynthia? What was
Yeah.
your experience like?
Dang, he did. I didn't know Stro.
Say that again, Peaches.
Now I was asking Sina, what was her experience like?
My experience was, man, I ain't gonna lie, I showed up a little late. You know what I'm saying? I had 30 minutes to show them what I had, and I did it, man. I made it. Pretty much, it was a good experience, man. Like, I just tried to give it my all, and you know what I'm saying? Like, turned up, because I'm here.
So when you went in and you saw how many people was there, like what was your initial reaction? Like was you like, dang, it's a lot of people, but you just or did you just be like, you know what, I don't care if it's these people, I know I'm gonna be one of them.
I ain't gonna lie. I was on a little cocky side, like I already know I got it in the bag. Like it's not a lot of us, bro. It's not a lot of girls that's actually like, you know what I'm saying, putting their all into Memphis Jukin. It's really just like right now the top tier is just me and Elise and Birdie that's really just like pushing it for real. You know what I'm saying? Like really caring about Memphis Jukin. You know what I'm saying?
And I meant to ask you this earlier because, like I said, even when you look at Memphis Griffin and you see the females, it looks like a male dominated era. It looks like a male dominated dance. So when I first saw you and what's the other girl from the show?
Elise, Gangsta E.
I was like, yo, they hitting it better than some of the niggas up there. No funny shit. I kept it up. Said, nah,
Speaking of Gangsta E,
Somebody just
somebody just
popped your heart.
Yeah, popping real hard.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk here. Now I'm talking to the ladies. So I'm gonna get to you, Gangsta E, real quick. But yeah, Spencer, like what are your emotions and how do you feel being one of the leading new ladies of a male dominated dance?
I would say really it's like I feel like we as a collective, all the women in Memphis Jukin, like we all represent it. I don't feel like I represent it. But I just feel like it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like to be me. You know what I'm saying? Like be able to go and battle anybody and know that I can win. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm me. It's just dope, really. I ain't gonna lie.
And how was your experience when you pulled up to the audition?
Oh, the audition for this?
Yeah.
Oh, when I pulled up, I was like, oh yeah, this gonna be something for sure. Like the energy in auditions was just crazy, and the whole experience leading up into us going on our second tour, all of it just crazy.
That's what's up. So you just came in. I'm gonna get to the two guys in the back that came in too. But like just tell the world a little bit about yourself. And I know you did that for the show, but you feel me? For those that don't want to pay the money, because that was well $90 spent.
We appreciate the
Very
support.
good. Yes,
Appreciate that.
yes, a very good $90 spent. So like, just let us know a little bit about you.
So I'm Elise Landrum, aka Gangsta E. I'm 18 years old. I'm 18 years old. I'm the queen of Memphis juking.
Yeah.
I've been dancing for 11 years now, since I was 7. So Memphis juking is my first love, but I love other dance styles too. And I'm a little versatile. I do choreography. I dip and dab everywhere, you know what I'm saying, where I can. So yeah, that's who I am.
Dope.
You don't know how long she was waiting to say that with the 18-year-old part next to it. We've been hearing her say, I'm Elise Landrum. I'm 16 years old for about 3 years now.
Facts. So how would you describe yourself in one word?
Wow. Okay, hold on, let me think.
Got the word wow. I'm about to say.
Right. Yeah, wow.
Onomatopoeia.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, probably just wow. Like I amaze myself every time I dance. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I feel like I'm not doing that much, I watch it back and I'm doing that. Just what I don't know. Wow is one word for sure.
So if you weren't dancing, what you think you'll be doing right now?
I answered this question the other day, so I would probably be producing or playing basketball, like producing beats and stuff like that, and music, really.
Okay, you and Dr. Dre.
I love to hear it.
Oh, y'all team is multi-talented over there.
Yeah, they not playing them
Yeah,
games.
we don't play
They
around.
really not. Let me talk to my son with that's my guy back there, because he had the whole crowd jumping. My guy with the
Yeah, you know what?
yeah, he had the whole crowd lit. Introduce yourself, man.
All right, bet. My name is Gino Davis, and I play DJ Fly in the Memphis Jukin Show, and yeah, that's just me. I'm literally that person on stage, off stage. That's why it's so easy for me to be that person.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest.
No, for real.
I actually am trying my best to like lock my whole personality in this box on this computer screen and try not to like, yeah, just be like how I am on stage, like for real.
Listen, you can do whatever you want. Don't put yourself in the box. That box can't contain you. You got too much. It's too much to put in the box.
I show that.
So what made you start dancing, or how did you start dancing?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen D. Can we cuss?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So I seen Daniel Price. I seen Lil Daniel, DP. Bitch, I got your pussy wet. That's what the name of the video is on
If
YouTube.
y'all ain't seen that shit,
That's why I'm saying it like this. All you gotta do is after this video over, type in "bitch, I got your pussy wet" on YouTube, and
I'm going.
If you ain't never seen that video, that's the one that I literally started dancing as soon as I seen that video. Cause I had to be able to do what that man was doing. I had to. Like my life changed. Like I see juking all the time in Memphis, but once I seen that video, I had to figure it out. I had to be one of the people who was making these type of videos. And he was the only one in that video besides who's in the background? Cornbread. Tarek and Cornbread was in the back of the video. And they was the only ones in the studio because when he made that video, it wasn't a lot of people even at the Lamar studio
and
that
Mike
day.
was there on the phone.
Yeah.
From Westwood.
Yes. So when I seen that video, it was over with. I had to learn just period. That's the answer.
So if you can describe yourself in one word, what would you say?
Handsome.
I knew it.
You understand me? Hey, look, you can't spell handsome without me. HANDSOME. No cap. You can't spell handsome without me. I pop.
Okay. So what was your experience like when you came to the audition that day?
All right, I'm gonna be flat honest with you. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. There was a lot of talent in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of talent, but juking is broken down into a lot of specific areas, just like anything people do in life. You know what I'm saying? Some people make it run fast. Some people learn by reading. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew there were people in there who were athletically better than me. I did know that information. I'm not just gonna act blind to the fact. But what I did also know was that nobody in that building could match my energy. Nobody in that building could match the energy that I'm about to bring. Nobody. And even if they could, the mindset that I had that day, I was not taking no for an answer. Everything I do, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm gonna give my all every time, every second. So even being surrounded by all of that athletic talent, I still, and I'm proud of myself for bringing the energy and securing the spot. So yeah, that's what the audition was like for me. I was watching everybody do all these crazy moves, and I was just like, man, I can't wait until they say tell a joke. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till they say that, man, because I'm gonna win. Like, I'm gonna win. And I also want a real quick shout out to Jigga to it because I originally came to be a dancer. When they called me back, they, for lack of a better word, made me be DJ Fly. Like when I was there, we danced first, and then it was like, oh, we like you. Why don't you just try it? Just try to read the lines. Just try it. So I did it. I just tried it. And now I'm more open to acting and I'm more open to like looking into that. And they unlocked something in me that I didn't even know I had. I never thought
So
about
wait,
that.
that whole thing was scripted?
No, no, no. Well, they gave us a script to read at the audition. But
Okay.
I hate to go this far into it, but they gave me a script and I ad-libbed every word of it. I ad-libbed every word of it. And then when we came back
Improv. You good at improv.
the following year, a few of the words that I were ad-libbing were now a part of the lines.
Yeah.
Pop it hard.
Yeah, so you know, like and I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to, I wasn't trying to be that person, but I was trying to bring myself to the audition and be an individual and stick out, and be comfortable on stage. And this is a Memphis show, so if they gonna script something and say, "Hey, we're going to the skating ring," I'm gonna say, "No, we don't say it like that. We say, hey man, we're going to the skating ring." Pop. That's what like we got to make it a little more Memphis. Now I don't know if we got to add one word here or something there, but let's come to a common ground and let's make sure we get that Memphis in the show as close as we can. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of
Go.
Yeah, but as
Mr.
far as
Grizzlies, I
the
see
show,
you,
the show was
Grizzlies.
scripted. The show was scripted that you came to see.
yeah. The show was
At the
scripted.
audition, so he did have to learn like lines and stuff and then make them his own. But at the audition, he totally flipped that whole script on his head, and then he still killed that shit.
So the story that each person tells, like they have to remember that? Is that something they have to write out and remember, or is just something that's freestyle?
It's kind of both. So it's like
camera.
it is both. Yeah, it's not kind of it's both. So it's definitely a script they had to go home and study and practice, and that helped them with memorization as far as like acting and all that, because we wanted the show to be kind of a Broadway-esque type of style show, right? So yeah, some they went home and worked their ass off to practice, and then they made it their own, just doing the show.
And we
Grizzlies. My son with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
What it do?
Introduce yourself for the people.
Yeah. I'm A-God. I play Storm, which is Double OG's homie in the show. And I'm the founder of the National Chicken League.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
What
Jay.
made you want to start that?
Kind of what Buck said is like I wanted it to be like a bridge to where the streets can get some money too. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. So, and I'm asking all of y'all this question. Whoever answers it, don't matter, 2 or 3. Why is it? Okay, I'll ask this first. Why is it that you guys feel that you want to put a fine arts label on street dance instead of just letting people accept street dance for what it is?
All right, so I'm gonna say that I want to say it's a semantic thing. So it's like it's back when he was saying about perspective. All right, so we say fine dining, right? But it's messed up that like when people think of fine dining, they think of high quality and usually expensive, like curated dishes. Most folks don't realize that you can go to a fine dining place and you might get fried chicken. And you know, and we might be like, I have to pay $35 or more for a piece of fried chicken that one better than my auntie, my grandmama's, right? But like inside of that culture of maybe where their fried chicken started from, they couldn't afford to charge them prices to their own people because they didn't have money like that, right? Like, so it's almost like they have a cap in what they can do and how they can reach the world. But it's weird how when you get the semantic of it, you get to like the moment you give yourself that value, we're not gonna stop being street dance. We still be us. We still gonna be in the garages. We still gonna be in the streets. We still gonna be in the clubs and the neighborhoods. But we also gonna be in the fine art establishments doing the same thing. I'm talking about we ain't in there. We ain't watered down our culture. We still give it to you raw. We also saying like we kicking in the door, bring us money, like we gonna bring us those opportunities, bring us those resources, so we can change the situations in our environments. You know what I'm saying? So we can like put more back into our community beyond just the dance. So there can be more innovation, there can be more creative things coming out. So it's like, yeah, for us, we ain't changing ourselves. We just constantly we just selling the product in different ways. Still the hustle mentality. Like, cool. Tell you what, we're gonna throw a suit on. And we're gonna kill this shit. Or cool, we're gonna do the same shit to a violin, and we're gonna kill this shit, and you're gonna run the numbers up. Or we're gonna do this shit on stage with the hottest motherfucker rapper that drop. Or we're gonna do this shit on stage with the hottest motherfucking, like, the scientists that want to show how it's like, we like, nah, we're gonna take this where the fuck we can take it, and we're gonna always be us when we go there.
I love that answer. That's dope. So what, and I'll ask for all the dancers, do y'all think this is a better way to go performing than the battle scene?
What was the question?
I said, would y'all rather go this route in performing, or would y'all rather a battle scene? Coming from the street dance side.
I'd rather people respect both of them. I'd rather people respect both of them and understand that if you get paid the way you get paid to battle or perform, then you would, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you wouldn't be worried about it. Like, as a cultural person, that's an actual Memphis juke. Like, I've been Memphis juke, like, for real. Like, so as a Memphis juke, like, to just motivate and be able to do both things, I just feel like both of them should be appreciated. Yeah. The battling, and I honestly think there's something beyond the show. It's another level after this. Maybe something beyond the show, you know what I'm saying, that could open up another lane and a whole other thing for juking. It may be a movie after this, but, you know, like Rise. It may be you know what I'm saying, like just anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and there's movies after about you, you know, HBO Max, y'all type of thing, y'all see. But it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like, standing on the shoulders of their generation, Juke and Juke girls are finally in a position now, thanks to their generation, where we actually can be individual superstars and charge $500 to battle. You see what I'm saying?
Or more.
Yeah, because they put their groundwork in. So the money to the streets is on the way. Trust me when I say that, because I'm alive. We alive. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, people will
Do you
pay.
think that market will be accessible to all street dance styles?
I mean, that's the goal, though. I can tell you that, like, sometimes like in our lifetime, we start the momentum and like the momentum fully manifests into other lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? I think that like as much as this like it's about us, you know what I'm saying? I just want to shout out to like man, man, right from book to sleep to hair. It's so many like man people in different street dance like communities like who have kept themselves grounded in their street culture, still balanced, still in, and they also went out there and got out there inside of what it meant to be a professional in their style. So like, like it so when you think about the Men in Black movie, you know what I'm saying? And just seeing like the twins are like then you can think about so much stuff that's stick and storyboard and man, I can go like man, poppers, I can name like so it's like before us, we were seeing with the lockers on Soul Train and like, that's Michael Jackson's like so many of his influences, Turbo and like the move. So it was like one of them things where it's actually nothing like new, but we're putting ourselves in position to be the producers ourselves. Like, and that's where it's like, okay, us being able to create and generate and show, this business we talking about. Somebody doing better business, like not better dance, but better business. You know what I'm saying? Like being real about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so us now, the fact that like all these young cats right here around me got me learning, branding myself on another level, even over different. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got into a different space with fatherhood and a lot of other stuff where it's like, nah, bro, you still gotta keep branding stuff. You still gotta like keep the content. So I'm learning from them, you know what I'm saying? Like to keep going. And I'm inspired to like, we gotta keep finding ways to like connect with people that are empowering each other so that we as a community have the power to do what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, so I can do a battle and be like, hey, you ain't gotta think that the only real money you see in dance is from performing. You got paid the battle before you even stepped out there to battle.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? But and then helping them understand, like, all right, this is what we gonna do to promote this battle. This is how we gonna have merch. This is how, you know what I'm saying? Like just so many layers of how we gonna do business to make sure, all right, on the day that outfit that you just bought, how many y'all watch this crazy? How many y'all got LLC? Like real deal. Like, like it's that behind the scenes level of education. Like now they sitting here trying to learn to get a PA, a personal assistant, a tax person. They not trying to do it on their own. Like somebody, you know what I'm saying? So they know, but I just went about that outfit, like for my dancing, like, okay, now I was buying them shoes and I was doing them just, now they're part of my experience. Like it's that level of education that we trying to find, like financial literacy is what we're trying to also teach inside of like, and it ain't something new to us. Like our OGs had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Me being one of the OGs had to figure out, like the business side of it. And that's the truth. Like that's the one thing that when you talk about find.
I hope we didn't lose again because ah, their thing is going in and out their service. This has been an amazing interview because if you know Memphis Jukin, like I told y'all, there's we gonna try to wait for them to come back. Hold on. Yeah, they're gonna have to come back in. But like I told y'all, we're definitely worth the $90 that I spent, 96 actually, to go see the show. It was amazing. And I feel like every street dance should have that. Like they should have a show where they can express and really tell people what this dance is really about. Because people are going around making their own perceptions of what they think the street dance style is or what they think is supposed to happen. But here they go. I keep losing y'all in the stream, man.
We back like we never left.
Okay, cool.
Star
So
power.
Dr. Rico was
That's that
definitely
star
saying
power that's
some
happening. Hey,
insightful
listen,
things.
that's that star power that's happening. So shout out to Dram, you know what I'm saying, with the awareness about like being a star. So y'all heard it, people might think it's something to do with celebrity, but if you stand up and you spread your arms and legs out, you create a star. We're talking about using your own individual light and spreading your energy throughout whatever you do in a way that inspires other people to use their light too. So it's like you become aware of your ability, you be an example of it, and then you give somebody else the same permission to do the same. That's what we say when we say star, being a star.
I ain't gonna lie,
That's-
real quick, a luxury, real quick, of doing both battling and the Memphis Jukin show is motivating the actual youth that we come in contact with. You have to imagine how I felt when I could inbox the book for Jukin advice. When I first went out to LA to audition, I inboxed him and let him know because I knew he was out there, and not just him, but Ron Miles. They let me stay with them. They, made sure I was good out there. It was my first time out there and everything. And to be able to do that in both areas, in both platforms, makes a young person feel like they can make it. Most people don't touch. They don't have access to people who they feel like have made it, or they feel like have been where they want to be or where they aspire to be. So that is what it's like to have the show and the battling, because we had the show, we had left rehearsals and ACOD through one of the live sessions this year.
Come on, man.
And we was just as excited about the auditions and the show and the rehearsals as we were about the battling aspect of it.
Full support.
And both of them were paid.
And everybody got paid at that event, and we got paid at this. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? To be able to touch these people and know a person.
Yeah.
We real people. And kids be around us at these sessions, and young people. It don't have to be kids. You can inspire adults too. You know what I'm saying? Like
the people that don't even juke.
Yeah, people that don't even juke. So that's a good luxury for that.
And I think it's like beautiful, like Rico said, like it's the business of it. Like nobody's doing this for me. It's like Buck really created the show and did the business and got the funding to actually make it happen. Like with the session, like I funded that too. Like we funded that too. Like everything. Ain't nobody controlling nothing we do. Like we actually learning as we go to do both sides of it and to fund both sides of it. And like 5-10 years, bro, it's gonna be like you can really live off juking.
And this is where the jukers are gonna pick up from.
Yeah.
They gonna start, they already great jukers. But they young, they gonna be 15, 16 years old, coming to us, asking us for advice. And what we gonna say is, hey, I'm gonna show you how to get this LLC.
Man, what?
Hey, I'm gonna show you how to you know what I'm saying, brand yourself. I'm gonna show you how to put, you know what I'm saying, do these things so you can skip steps. You can miss out on all of the things, because this is the knowledge that's being passed down from our OGs and our, you know what I'm saying, our ambassadors, our people who really love us and care about the culture and care about the growth of not just themselves.
And even if they don't want an LLC, it's gonna be so many opportunities in the
exactly.
coming years to where they're not gonna really do all this that we do.
I was just gonna say something, but I really wish my folks knew about taxes and all that type stuff, but like not for no dancers or whatever. But, like they was too busy working at banks and stuff, like all that, like all that, like you know what I'm saying, it's a good job, but like it wasn't nobody really to teach me like oh dang, you gotta put stuff aside, you know what I'm saying, for your taxes, especially if you would like an independent contractor or however you take it, because you're literally, that's just you just got to take care of this. So nobody would teach you about 1099s or none of that like stuff that were like you would have to like be prepared for as like an individual, especially after you turn 18. That stuff is done for real. Like you gotta literally be that for yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I love about y'all. And it's really that culture, when it comes down to it, it's that cultural currency that we creating for ourselves. And it's also that investing in ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Just not being afraid to invest in yourself. And that's what it comes down to with your question you was asking earlier about like not just the Memphis juking world, but all these different street dance cultures, right? Like it comes down to just investing into yourself. And that was at the main core of like why I what I'm trying to show people you can do with street dance. I invested a lot into myself. Like I got opportunities to dance behind so many artists but I only did one artist, and that was just to have that experience, and that was Madonna when I got that opportunity, and I was blessed enough to dance with Madonna on tour. But after that, I vowed to never dance behind another artist again because I wanted to. Because that time I'm putting to that artist, I could be putting into my own artistry, you know, as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what I want to do, whether that be
artist development.
Yeah, exactly. Within myself. And that's what's important. Like people gotta invest into themselves and you know, and their money and all that stuff and make different self-sacrifice to be able to make their dreams come true and to be able to, you know, be able to chill and relax later on and live that life they want to live. So like it comes with all of that. And these young guys learning from a young age to be able to do that for themselves. And that's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to say like, you know, and I want people to know, a lot of people in Memphis didn't know that, you know, they can reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? I heard from a lot of people that tell me like, man, you was out there doing your thing and I ain't want to just be, you know, you know, bothering you and all. I'm like, bro, you'll never bother
skepticism. I did it too because I was like, dang, I don't know if Buck remember me.
And that's what
got a blue check.
I want people to know.
He gonna answer.
No, I want people to know they'll never bother me. I live for like helping the youth and trying to put these folks on, but like I was brought up in that mindset of like, because I knew how I was when I was young and they taught me something, you know what I'm saying? Like I learned from a lot of people and just hearing from a lot of people in their own perspectives and how they thinking that, you know, no matter how busy I get, I still try my best. I'm still learning this too, right? At the same time, I'm still learning to like actually reach out to people and see how they doing and make sure they straight and make sure they getting their business taken care of. But like for me, when I was younger, I had to ask all these questions myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was nobody I could reach out to. You know what I'm saying? When I was in LA by myself, I had to learn by, you know, making a lot of mistakes and asking a lot of questions myself. Like, you know, when I used to watch Kobe Bryant videos and stuff all the time for inspiration, and I saw he was always asking Michael Jordan questions. He was always bothering people. You know what I'm saying? But in the way of getting that knowledge. And I want them to know, I want all these folks to know they can bother me as much as they fucking possibly can. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And I want them to bother me. I want them to be getting on my last goddamn nerves asking me about business shit. You know, to the point where I'm like, you know what? Go to the fucking room and let me teach you this shit right now so you can leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying?
So how many cities have y'all toured?
Including the first tour and this one, or this just
over 15.
Overall for the whole show, how many cities have y'all done all 50 states?
last year, and we had like 10 this year.
So over 20.
It was damn near 30.
Yeah, somewhere around.
How long has the show been running?
Well, this is the second run of this tour. So this is the second run of this tour. A-God wasn't on the first run, and I thought you was gonna ask about that, but he didn't get past the first round of auditions. But he here now with us today because he got his own story. You know, everybody was saying how
okay, I'm gonna flip back to A-God.
But yeah, A-God here now. We have it here, and he actually, you know, he made me proud as hell, and he turned up. But yeah, this is our second run. We had our first run was in what 2000 and was it last year?
21 was rehearsal.
21 was rehearsal. Okay, yeah, you're right.
So we created the show in August of 21 was when we started creating it. And like when the writers started creating a little bit before, but like it officially was August 21. We toured it February. Started like in Memphis, like February 11th or something, or like something like 10th, 11th,
February 11th,
and then it went all the way to April. Then we did the 17 cities, East Coast and West Coast, and then
So this wasn't just an overnight thing.
Oh hell no!
Ain't nothing overnight.
This was me working my motherfucking ass off, trying to figure out how to do
I
this.
feel you see.
For 2 years straight before we even did it. I was trying to figure out how we gonna
You
do it.
was talking about this shit.
Hey, and I actually got the pleasure. I got the pleasure of actually incorporating choreography with this being my second year. I actually got a chance to put some choreography in on the show too. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. You know, was that the pocket right there?
A-God, I'm gonna get to you real quick, but I'm gonna go around real. Jadyn, what was your favorite city?
My favorite city?
Yeah,
Man.
that y'all went to touring.
Any joke. In general.
I don't know, LA probably. Any show in LA that we ever done. I don't really have
Who's she
favorites.
talking about with the show, man?
I know.
Yeah, he
We
said
in LA.
we've been to Santa Barbara the last tour.
Oh yeah.
That ain't LA. That's California.
Well, it's California.
That ain't
Yeah.
LA.
California. Any show in California that we ever did.
What about you, Dr. Rico?
Oh.
I'm
I'm gonna actually say the Ben show that we just did
Ben
in
Oregon?
Montana. Yeah, Ben Oregon. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because like it was like, man, we just had to fight, man. We had to push through some elevation things. We had a lot of, so honestly, that Ben show, you know, some stuff that we're not gonna even go into, internal like things that we had to deal with. Like it really was a moment where, hey, we gotta do this. We gotta push through. There's some physical complications, like, and this is the smallest stage that we'd have been on. But them folks turned up with us, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was even a moment like we got to change the last song that we came out on, and it just was a magic moment where it was just like a magic moment, you know what I'm saying? To see the adversity.
What about you, Sina?
New York.
It was too cold.
Why you say New York?
It was cold. I don't know what, but I got to see my auntie, and I ain't seen her in 3 years.
Oh, I see something too, bro.
Oh, that was dope.
Yeah, she
What
came
about
to
you,
the show.
Gangster?
I would say travel wise, Montana. I just love being in snow. But as far as show wise, for sure New York show, because I feel like that was my best show where I pushed myself, you know what I'm saying? And just performed the best, honestly. And the energy was just turned like all of it. So yeah, New York for sure.
Yeah.
What about you? In the back, I forgot your name already. I'm so sorry.
Gangster Ray.
I'm
Yeah.
Oh, he love Ray right now. His hoodie off.
Uh-oh.
All right. What was your favorite?
I ain't gonna lie, man. My family came to the last show. They turned me up, so I'm gonna say that's my favorite show.
Music ass.
What about you?
Where was it?
What's it?
Lafayette.
Lafayette, Indiana.
Purdue University.
Oh, y'all was in the Indiana.
Yeah, his family was out there and turned him up to the max. We for sure heard her and his family in the crowd.
Don't play that.
That's what's up. What about you, DJ?
All right,
I'm gonna call you DJ.
show, my favorite show was the first one
In Memphis.
in Memphis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my favorite
Why
show.
did I say
That's
that?
my
Oh,
favorite
I forgot all
one.
about
I
that.
stamped it. My mama was there. My family was there.
I ain't
My
gonna
son
lie.
got to see me perform.
That is
Everything.
On
And
Jesus
at
sandals.
the end of the Memphis show, my son was like 4 at the time. So he really like, you know what I'm saying? My son got to be evaluated and stuff for like being on the spectrum, things like that. So for him to just see me live and walk like he was dressed to impress, and I got the whole crowd at the meet and greet, I got the whole crowd to say, "Hey, Ethan." They gave me the microphone and I introduced myself, and I just wanted everybody to say, "Hey, Ethan." And he was sitting right there and he could do that. And that was just a proud
That's
father.
what's
That's a
up.
proud family member for me.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying?
What
So
about you, A-Rod?
my answer every time.
Mine.
Yeah, the big show was.
Probably Big Sky, Montana. because it was
Why is that your
it was
favorite
just
show?
scenery. Like it was like 7,000 feet above
What is
sea
that
level.
shit?
It was real beautiful up there. We could see mountains touching the clouds,
Yeah.
and it was a great time.
Yeah, I like going to the
I feel like every show his favorite because
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna get into all that. We ain't gonna get into all that, but I feel like every
So A-Rod, Buck told us a little about he exposed you a little bit about your story. So tell us a little bit about your story. Why didn't you make the cuts in the first time?
Well,
Are you the guy he was talking about that he wanted
Yeah,
you so
him.
bad?
yeah.
so look,
Okay.
boom, this what happened. I read the post and it was like, all right, boom. Dancers audition at 10, actors audition at 2. Everybody know I'm a dancer, obviously. But I was like, well, I'm an actor today. So I came at 2. Now, past that, I don't know what happened. No, really, honestly though, she gave me a chance to be an understudy, but I was younger, like 2 years younger. You know, I grow every year. I get more mature every day. So I was just being a little mature, like understudy. I'm a guy, son. And I just like spazzed out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you, just based on the other perspective. So he did we had 2 auditions, right? We had the dancers audition, we had the acting audition for the actors. And you could do both if you wanted to, but he decided to come to just the acting one. And he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He still did his thing to me, but it was a whole process of elimination we had to go through because it was so many people, right? So it was a lot of people that acted too, and we can only choose a certain amount of actors because it was only a certain amount of people that had lines in there compared to all the dancers we had, right? So went through that process of elimination, and it wasn't just me choosing people, but it was also like
the whole creative team.
Yeah, the whole creative team. You know, me, the choreographers, the directors, like everybody that was a part of that team was looking and evaluating people, even the writers, because the writers had to do with it because they wrote the script and they looking at who they feel like
plays those characters
the best, and then you know, ultimately it was up to us to make those decisions. But I wanted to make them collectively. So like we just decided on the people we had, we decided on for that first tour, and A-God wasn't one of them. But yeah.
And originally the understudy wasn't.
I mean, that ain't take nothing away from him at all.
Yeah, it wasn't said that the understudy was gonna originally travel either. So it was like we remember like it was some still things that just had to be worked out. Where we was like, well, you know, if anybody go like you'll be playing any role. Like I remember telling like as the because we only had one understudy like from a budget standpoint. So it's like you the dude that can fill in for any one of these top level dancers or any acting spot. But like, and I respect him for keeping it a book. He was like, man, I ain't trying to hear this shit.
And I ain't gonna lie, the email I got, it originally said like you not traveling, but if we need to, we'll fly you out. So I'm like, y'all just think I'm just sitting around bullshitting all day. So where I can just, hey, come out here. So I was just immature, really. Like I said, it was 2 years ago. You know, you grew up a year. And then they text me and was like, yeah, you suck. That's why you really didn't get it. Both of them text me and said that. So I'm like, bro.
I told you suck?
No.
They'll be lying on, they'll be capping on the camera, bro.
You gotta know
this is live, bro.
Y'all text him that.
Everybody else don't know.
What y'all text him that?
Listen, that's
He
cap.
lied,
Cap.
y'all. He lied. It's like we laugh because we know him, but like
Wow.
he lied.
Hey,
Okay, so I'm gonna go around with this question.
Man, that man was garbage, nigga. That man was straight trash. He was straight trash. You should have seen him. That boy was booted.
Booty juice. Dookie was
Nah, but
So
for real.
I'm gonna go around and ask this question again. I'm gonna start with you, A-God, this time. If there was anything you could change about this show, what would you change?
I know how hard it is to create a show, so it's like, man, I don't even know. I just changed probably like let A-God smile a little more.
You ugly as fuck.
Stop it! You can do that on your own.
Me.
They got 2 as a villain though.
I ain't gonna lie.
What about you, DJ?
If I was to change anything in the show, I would change the budget so we could have more Memphis Jookers on the stage.
Me too.
Broadcasted. I want the budget.
Yeah, honestly, I can't even. That was honest. Because honestly, everything I'm gonna say is gonna be budget related. Right. Like the biggest, like you know what I'm saying, being able to like have a DJ booth that's built around him, like the props, like because I'm thinking like you go to Circus du Soleil, and I'm thinking like yeah, we could do this same show with a Circus du Soleil like mindset. So like for example, when those 3 people come out. Nigga, I'm thinking like this whole motherfucking shit like that level of creativity. Like we still dancing, but yeah, all this shit is budget wise. Like so we can have more people, we can have even more outfits, all the other shit. We can travel more places. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy because a lot of people would think that y'all have an unlimited budget, being that y'all sponsored by Nike.
Nope. So this is how that works. Like we just got that sponsorship from Nike, and that was mostly a sponsorship of like them sending us gear, but also like them they actually put, they contributed also to the budget. But this is Nike's first time working with us, so we have to build on that relationship, right? That relationship didn't just start like a big grand we're Nike. We're gonna give you because it doesn't just it honestly just doesn't work like that. It's so many different departments in Nike and under that big conglomerate. It's so many different departments that like each department I feel like has their own, you know, budget limit or things like that. And we got to return on the investment. This is their first time investing in us. So I think this is like a trial run, and that's how I'm seeing it. That's why I want this show to be as amazing and as successful as it actually can be, so we can gain the assets we need to be able to like, go back and be like, hey, this look how much growth this tour has done with your contribution, with your help, and all these and that, and trying, and that's what we do. And that's how I build on like, going back to investors and seeing if we can get more money to put behind this show to actually increase the value of it. So it's a step-by-step process. It's not going to ever, I feel like, start off with like them just giving us $1 million budget or nothing like that. That ain't how it works. we gotta prove ourselves, of course.
And it's crazy because the mindset, people won't know the behind the scenes unless someone really lets them know. Because people would think street dance been dancing in Nikes all their life. It would be nothing to be like, yeah, because not the reason we making money. So it's like the concept that some people have to think. Because I've heard it. Even I'm not gonna name no names, but I was having a meeting the other day with a couple of people, and I had to ask the question. I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them the same question I asked. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked them. What makes what Little Buck is doing with the show Memphis Jookin that y'all telling me that is so different for y'all saying, oh, whatever Ladia wants to do, Nike's doing it. They're giving her all the money. So if both of them are doing the same thing, what makes what she's doing more profitable than what Little Buck is doing?
I think it's just a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people are they might have these different, ideas about like who's getting how much of what, but they don't know. They don't really know what that number is. You know what I'm saying? That Ladia's getting, they don't know what the number is that I'm getting, because that's all confidential information that we both aren't really even allowed to share. You know what I'm saying? Right. As far as contractually with what we get from these investments, and I know that for a fact. So it's just speculation. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how people see it, and I guess it's just how people see it. Ladia making a lot of posts, and she's going hard with like sharing, the contribution and collaborative effort that, and the collaboration that she and relationship she has with Nike, and I love it, and I'm celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think people's perspective of seeing like all of that, you know what I'm saying? They probably thinking, oh, they must be getting this much, or they must be getting this much, when they don't,
and that's the perception. Everybody thinks y'all are at $1 million budget.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, they what looks like $1 million budget, you never, you don't know how much money they put behind it. You know what I'm saying? So like, shoot, to a lot of people, our show looked like it's that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? To be able to tour.
Just do if you just do some simple numbers, like right when you start talking about budgets, because people like tend to think about money in pocket.
Yeah.
Like, let's just take LYE with like 20-some plus kids, obviously. So imagine buying 20-some plus plane tickets when Memphis is one of the highest hubs to fly out of. So like, just getting them there, getting the bus, getting like, that's money.
Mm-hmm. The hotel rooms at each spot
these
is
are
money.
Kids. You got to fly their parents out. You got to get. It's so much business stuff that goes behind it. That like, when you don't realize that shit eat away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people just don't understand that. Like, what's really important is to say that like, somebody like to say more than one person has broken through now to be able to be like, hey, you could be a street artist, including dance, music, and whatever, and like actually keep doing you. And
oh, come on, man. Again, no. They got frozen again. Aw, snapperoonies. But yeah, we're gonna bring them back again. But as you can see, like they said to you guys, yeah, there they go again. I'm waiting for them to load, guys. Hello? Let's see which one they're on. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for them to log back in real quick. But this is the thing that I tell you about perception. And a lot of people see things and they see what people doing and they don't know the behind story of what really is going on. What like he said, some of y'all don't even know because there's things that they can't talk about. So for y'all to feel the way y'all feel, and I definitely hope they come back on, because I really wanna get their insight on that. And then on top of that, like y'all know Imma make it mixy because I wanna know if he's ever gonna battle Professor because the talks have been there, you know, about Professor being the greatest and Little Buck being the greatest. And I really wanna know if that battle is ever gonna happen, if he would even consider the idea, of it happening. I really think and I hope that if you guys are not, um if they do come back to New York, that you guys really pay your money and go support and see that show, because that show is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And the fact that they have young girls and young men and, they have a bunch of people that are involved in the show, and they have a bunch of people that like, I didn't even know the show's been running for 2 years. I just heard about the show this year. So for the show to have been running for 2 years is crazy. I'm not in DTF today, guys. I got to see because I was streaming today, so I didn't go into the studio. Just in my private own settings. But yes, um, I'm definitely gonna do better. Like, maybe we can have a part two of them. I don't know. Um, let me see. I don't know. Hopefully, let me text them again. But yeah, I like they're what they're doing is amazing. Um, yeah, I love what they're doing, and the fact that it's the key word what you said to me that triggered me. It was self-sufficiency. They didn't wait for Nike. They put their own money together and got shit up and running. Niggas need to start waiting for people to give them opportunities and get up off your ass and go and make it happen. We keep, especially us, we keep talking about, oh, flexing this and flexing that, flexing this, but who's willing to put their money into investing it? Who's actually willing to say, you know what? I'm not waiting for nobody. I'm going to invest in this and change the outlook of things. Nobody's doing that. So the fact that they invested their own money and they're teaching everyone inside how to become their own boss, I tip my hat to Little Buck. I tip my hat to Dr. Rico. They're definitely making a change. They're definitely doing something. I tip my hat to Ladia Yates. I tip my hat to LaShanti, G-Nerd, A-God, all these people that are making names. And all of these people are people that are in one genre that are creating all these lanes for all of their people. So I charge y'all today, create a lane, bro. Create a lane. Shout out to the bro. Y'all can see it because it's kind of neon. But shout out to the bro for the baby mobile brand. If you ain't pop up, make sure you go pop up. You don't want to miss the wave. You feel me? Shout out to June. You feel me? Forever June. Y'all see it. Baby mobile. You feel me? Make sure y'all go pop a Baby Mobile NYC. Make sure y'all go add that, add the page. Make sure y'all tune in, y'all tap in. hit up for some product because it's definitely lit. I got mad outfits. You feel me? Baby mobile lit. So yeah, they're about to get back in. I'm waiting for them to get back in. But yeah, like I said, the fact that they're all creating and making a lane for each person to be a boss is amazing. It's an amazing talent, and it's amazing artistry because they're not teaching us as Black people how to become our own businessmen, how to become our own businesswomen, to stop working for other people and create lanes to create the generational wealth. They're not explaining that to us. So what are we gonna do to create these lanes? We're gonna keep waiting for people to create the lane, or are we gonna create the lane ourselves? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna figure it out? But shout out to all the only person I think that wasn't there was a couple of people, but shout out to A God, shout out to Gangsta Ray, shout out to I call him DJ Fly, shout out to Gangsta E, shout out to Center, shout out to Buck, shout out to Dr. Rico, shout out to Jadyn. You guys are changing the face and changing lives as young people. You guys are changing. Okay, sorry guys, you guys keep getting cut off. But I was just admiring y'all.
love. We saw it.
Yeah, I was just admiring y'all because I said it's rare. Like, even if people want to look at it, you guys are one of the only street dancers, and they're gonna kill me for saying this, but I'm real. You guys are the only street dance right now that are creating super lanes and not just with one person. Like I said, like y'all have A God doing his thing, then y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all have Lavia, y'all have Lafonte, y'all have G Nerd, and who knows a whole other heap of people that are making lanes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, we talk about attitude reflects leadership, and like one thing that like hasn't been said, but it's really real for us, is like on our own level, like we all have shifted our consciousness coming out of like poverty consciousness. We're not in the ideal of like it ain't enough out here for us. We're in the ideal of like there's an abundance in like for all of us. And like it's part of the show. We all actively meditate. We all actively practice like being mindful. Like so like it's part of our culture to be visionary. And we talking about visionary when you ain't have shit to but what was around you that wasn't even worth seeing. So it's like that's what we teach to the next generation. Like, hey, I need you to sit here and visualize how you gonna what's your next move, how you gonna kill this show, how you gonna be a better person. Like, so like for us, that's the realness behind it. It's our energy. Like we know this manifestation of our energy and how we treat ourselves and how we treat others is what the real long tenure of success is. So it ain't gonna make no sense if it's just Book his whole life and nobody else is there. Then like, nah, like you haven't fully did the star power. Like to fully be a star for us is you have to embrace your own light and create spaces to give people the same opportunity.
Wow. I love that concept. So I was just saying if just to detour a little bit because everyone keeps talking about it. So I'm gonna ask you, Buck, will you ever give Professor the chance to battle on a one-on-one?
Would I ever give our Professor the chance to battle? A lot of people don't know the background between me and Professor. Like, I'm down. I'm always I'm about that life. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Look
word.
at Jadyn's face.
No, I'm just saying I'm about that life. That's the world I come from. But my thing is, it's not that, and I love the battle world so much. But my mentality is like in a whole nother space now, other than just battling. I ain't saying I won't battle. I'm just saying like I'm too focused on like the empowerment shit. Like I'm gonna always train and do my thing, but as far as like focusing on like let's try to, let me try to set something up where I'm battling Storyboard P. Like I'm prioritizing my time to like giving right now because it took so long for me to be able to give it on at this level. You know what I'm saying? I was out there struggling as a dancer in LA for about, I don't know, about 7 years before I really learned how to actually invest into myself to invest for others. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, there's so much I had to learn the hard way. So like it's been like it's been about over 10 years since I started my career in dance. It's been probably like 13 years, and now I'm just now getting the chance to help build platforms to help other people. So like it's been a long time, you know what I'm saying, of me on that grind. So I just want to focus on like being able to, you know,
and that shit is a battle
add
too,
value in other people's, and that's a big battle in a whole other world. But to make it short and sweet, I'm down to give them rounds at any given moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
know that's what you want to hear. I know you like fuck all that other bullshit. I'm down to give them rounds at any moment. I'm ready for any motherfucking who want it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. That's what I'm talking about. So
but
all of y'all,
I do respect so even though I know P don't fuck with me, I don't fuck for
that's why I asked. That's why I asked. No disrespect. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
But I'm gonna tell you this on some real shit though. And I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna leave it at him for you to ask him these questions if you ever get to talk to him. This,
me and Professor all the time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: a lot of people get a one-sided perspective of everything. I still respect P to this day. As a street dancer, can't nobody take shit away from this man and what he's done for the culture and for what he's continuing to do as an artist in general. I think he's one of the most amazing, incredible movement artists that's out there right now because he's telling stories in a way that that's just unapologetically himself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what being an artist is all about. You know, and he does that at the highest level. And I'm always preaching the gospel of like, you know, the shit that he does and the things that he's done with his movement. Me and Professor, you know, my first time actually, you know, being in the same vicinity and actually working with Professor was Madonna when she had a workshop. Did he ever talk to you about them moments? Where Madonna,
I heard about those workshops.
You ever heard about them moments where I was letting Professor stay in my hotel room and I was believing in this nigga and I was like, hey, bro, because he ain't had nowhere else to be. And I was like, bro, you can come stay with me. Look, I'm gonna preach. I'm a big you up to Madonna. Me and Richard Tone, we gonna get you on this tour. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted him on that tour. Me and Professor was supposed to have a duo together on that MDNA tour. You know what I'm saying? And then some shit happened in my room. And Gooch was there too. You know Gooch, right?
That's how I met you, through Gooch.
Yeah, okay. So some shit happened in the room where it kind of made shit, you know, shit went south. You know what I'm saying? But you can ask Professor what happened because I ain't gonna be the one that
we and you know how Professor gets, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, so like some shit went down and Gooch was there to witness it all. So I was just like, man, look, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always have respect for him, but like it was just hard to, you know, it was just hard to, you know, just have complete trust, you know what I'm saying? Being around him like too personally, but I still respected him as an artist and everything like that. And I feel like our relationship has been like kind of teeter-totter, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it was one moment, it was some moments Professor was, you know, he was supportive and he was fucking what I was doing. And there's other moments where he's just like, fuck Lil Buck. So like, I just felt like it was too like this.
Right,
and I was just like, hey, bro, you can have it.
For real.
And that's just honestly my perspective of
battle you.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think Buck is scared to battle you.
Never. I ain't scared to battle nobody. And I think
I don't think it is.
These folks so burnt. Nah, but for real. Yeah, but for real. No. Serious. Dead serious. I'm gonna tell you this. No. Since we talking on the subject, hold on. I'm gonna tell you this too. Another thing Professor was mad about was that Alicia Keys hit me up to do the award show with her when I did that award show that I performed with her on because P was in a music video with her.
Yeah, he had just did the music video.
So listen, who would you be mad at if is it me who controls who Alicia Keys brings on board with her? Am I calling Alicia saying F Professor put me in this award show? No, y'all know this shit don't work like that. So why people get mad at me? You know what I'm saying? So like the thing is, I have my own relationship with Swiss Beats and Alicia. I love and I support, and y'all see by example. And that's what y'all, that's what the flex world with any world. Y'all see how I come show love. You saw how I was in the hood and I was dancing and parlaying with everybody, and I keep that's just my natural energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm never taking away from nobody. I'm too busy giving. You see that as an example. You see what I'm doing already. I'll never be nobody to try to take shit away from nobody, especially P. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I still to this day got respect for like, for him to be able to be like, you know what I'm saying, getting mad or, you know, trying to blame me for like Alicia reaching out to me to do the award show, you know what I'm saying? That was one thing. I don't know if a lot of people knew about it, but he was definitely putting it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw him do a New York Times interview talking about that. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
My ear was ringing with that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, and no, everybody know me not to be that guy. So like, I ain't got shit to prove to nobody. But as far as if anybody want them rounds, I ain't running from them. That including you, fool. I'll battle your run the music, nigga. Nah, for real. If it's anybody I want to smoke with, it's her. So I gotta go practice for her. But P, yeah, whenever.
I want to see that.
What about you, Jadyn? If you could battle anybody, who would it be?
Repeat the question.
I said I'm gonna go around the room. Jadyn, if you could battle anybody, who would it be?
Come on, yeah, speed it up.
I have no idea.
He want to battle me so bad.
Man, when I'm older, on some shit. Probably your crazy ass one of these days. I don't know.
Everybody want to battle, but
we really didn't.
What about you, Gangsta E?
I would probably say, I love She Street. I would love to battle She Street, and then I would also love to battle. I think her name. Hold on. Dang, what's her name, y'all?
I don't know.
Ooh, nobody know.
Ladia motherfucking Yates.
Yeah, I love to battle Ladia for sure. But
She said, what's her name?
that's if she want to battle.
She like, what's her name?
What about you, DJ Fly?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm really like, I'm kind of like Buck when it comes to this. I'm really kind of out of the battle culture. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I battled somebody, who was, you know what I'm saying, supposed to battle me, he didn't battle me. He walked off the stage because he knew what was gonna happen. So yeah, that's not a battle. You know what I'm saying? In a battle, two people stand there and they receive them rounds. Don't give a round and then walk off stage. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of stand far away from it. I guess if I'm just name anybody though, I don't know.
What about you, A God?
Man,
All of us are really done with that.
I don't even know. Really, I guess Lil Dram.
Oh, nah. Dram?
Yeah, Lil Dram.
What about you, Sina?
Sina?
Ladia Yates.
Sina said she
I
wants to smoke
wanna
like
Straight.
I've been telling her she don't want to do it, but I'm gonna get her to do it one
Garbage.
Yeah.
What about you? What is it?
Fuck everybody in that room.
Talking about me?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody shut up.
Okay, sorry.
Who you gonna battle? Gangsta Ray.
Nah, I want to battle Jerome too.
Man.
What about you, Dr. Rico? If you could battle any OG, who would it be?
I wasn't even thinking OG. I was,
Okay, give me two then.
This is the problem. I got a long list because, like, for me, like battling it is the ultimate like show. People that watch it, they're gonna improve. The culture is gonna grow from what we put out there, right? But I can honestly say the one person in the world, if I had to put him at the top of the list, and it's out of complete love and what I want to do with footwork, is King Charles actually.
Oh, that's a good
Chicago footwork.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's actually a good one.
And I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be a dope one.
I'm not gonna lie. I've actually battled everybody I wanted to battle in my career besides Buck and Lil Dram on some serious shit.
Yeah.
But like right now, I don't know if you know who he is. Clout Factory. I definitely want to kick your ass. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Damn.
You heard it yourself. You heard it yourself at Fess Up with Peaches, Cloud Factory. Jadyn want to kick your
And
ass.
it's only because I beat MP3 already.
Hey, real quick, we can smoke anybody. We can smoke anybody though, like for real, for real. So if niggas really want to get serious, if niggas really want to get into it, set it up. Know what I'm saying? Get to it. Let's get active.
Damn.
If it really gotta happen like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Because people don't call each other out in like battles on some in-person type shit.
I'm gonna tell you who I want to battle though. No,
Who you
I
want to battle?
asked Dram next. He just walked in.
Anybody?
Graham, if you
you
just
battle.
coming in, how you doing? Introduce yourself real quick.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, hey, I am Dram. Something my dad named me. You know, OG Willie.
OG Willis, son.
I'm gonna
OJ
describe
Willis, son.
who I am. Alright, so look, yeah, T4 dug a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but anyway, look. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. That's all I am. I do a lot of things. It's getting crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just a joker.
Okay, so I was asking them if you could battle anybody, who would it be?
Any dancer in the world right now?
Any dancer in the world.
It ain't gotta be.
You said air as physical air?
Yeah.
Damn, that should have been my name, fool. That should have been hard.
That's dope. What made you think of that?
What made me think of it is the sense of me not wanting to battle anybody.
Well, I ain't gonna never get my chance.
Spoiler rate.
You done battling for?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
She asked me who I want to battle.
Okay.
If it's anybody in the world that I want to battle.
Okay, so you feel like there's nobody that you want to battle, but if they come your way, then you gonna finish them.
I'm gonna finish myself.
Like, dude just did it.
I just came in here with a whole different energy. You know, I'm gonna finish myself.
Okay.
I do it.
So I'm gonna ask you because you just came in. What was your process like coming to the auditions and things like that?
Oh, cool. Okay. You said what was my process?
What was not your process? What were your feelings like? Walk us through that day.
Oh, yeah. That was just something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Actually, somebody sent me the post and was like, "You ain't coming to audition, da da da." I was like, "What is audition for a tour, Memphis Jugging tour?" So it was just a rush feeling of like, "Oh my gosh, this is a once."
You didn't know about the tour?
No, I didn't. Somebody sent me the information. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm in the car. I'm like, oh, I gotta go right now. You know what I'm saying? I was in the middle of something. You know what I'm saying? Everything dropped when I heard about this. So boom, head straight to rehearsals. I mean, not rehearsals, but auditions. And you know what I'm saying? At first I was like, dang, I came a little late and I ain't even getting the choreo right now. And I was just like, dang. But then I was like, it is what it is. I'm finna catch on, you know what I'm saying? But I got an email like a week later, something like that. They were like, hey, you made it. You made the, you know what I'm saying? You made the audition. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going on tour. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was. Yeah.
Okay, so and you wasn't there. I asked them also, what was your favorite city you went to?
Favorite city?
Yeah.
We went on tour. It could be from this one or the last jump. Anyone altogether.
It's hard. It's hard. I'd say I don't have a favorite.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I love them all. You know, everything was something different. Every city brought something different. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the scenery. You know what I'm saying? Especially Big Sky, Montana, like in the mountains and stuff like that. It was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everything got its different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just love all of it.
So if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Okay, I'm finna tell you right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what I describe myself as.
Why am I the only person who I feel like I'm the only person to get that?
No, I get it. It was just
Nah, we don't go. We kind of lose conversation.
It's just
I know the answer to almost all the questions
Oh, God.
or a general idea, but I mean, you know, I just
So, and I'm gonna ask all of y'all this question. What is it like being away from your families? Like, how is it? How do y'all manage on the road? Because obviously you guys have become a family, being on the road for so long, touring for so long. Like, how do y'all manage family life and tour life?
It's not the easiest.
I would say I feel like I know we all miss our family very much type stuff.
Hey, real talk. I just miss the home cooking for real.
Man, no cap, I'm getting sick of eating out and eating microwave food, but that's another conversation. But anyways, I feel like we all miss our family. What I do to just like, I don't know, like feel a piece of home is like I try to, you know what I'm saying, check in on family every day. You know what I'm saying? Before I leave, I make sure I spend as much time as possible with them. And after I get back, spend as much time as possible with them also. Just to like, you know what I'm saying? Because being away from your family for like 3 whole weeks at a time or a month at a time and you always with them, it just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just give up my phone.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say like it'll get to a point where it's like I miss my family, but it's like when the tour is all said and done and I'm back at home, then I get to be like, damn, I miss my niggas.
Yeah, I miss being on tours. That's how I be.
being on tour,
Yeah, so it'll be like it's. I feel like it's like that anyway with a lot of stuff in life in general. Like so, like when it's flipped around, it's like you gonna miss it in general. I try not to take none of it for granted, whether I'm on tour, missing my family, and be like, dang. I just try to make the best of any like predicament that I'm in as far as like those two on some shit.
And I ain't gonna lie, for me, it's hard because I got a son. I ain't gonna cap you down. I got a son. It's hard, and man, I'm really tapped in my son's life. I'm there every day, day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? So I do have to look at it like I am providing for him. I'm showing him that you can live out your dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm motivating him. It's so many dynamics to it. I just have to look at it that way instead of looking at it like I'm ready to go to the house. I'm ready because, like they say, as soon as we get on that plane to go home and we not touring no more, it's like, man, I can't wait to go on tour. I cannot wait to go to these other cities. I can't wait to go and express myself and have fun. I can't wait to go and do this. So yeah, that's kind of what it's like for me. It's difficult, but it's a gift in the curse, man. I like it, and you know, sometimes
you gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah, you gotta take the good with the bad, man.
How do y'all juggle if anyone's in relationships? How do y'all juggle relationships and touring? Like, do some of y'all bring y'all significant other? Like, how do y'all juggle that?
Okay, that's that. I'll just speak on this communication. You know, she can't come everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I be around at home and stuff like that. So gotta create that balance. Can't just have her around all the time. You know, probably like in the future, if I have a gig or something like that, you know, I'll fly out for the one time because I ain't never did that before. So I know that'll be a good little feeling. But yeah, I be talking to her. I be, you know, checking in on, you know what I'm saying? You talking about with my woman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It better be.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't know you talking about my mom.
No, I'm talking about relationships.
Yeah, my baby. Yeah. Check on my baby.
Anybody else that I mean, Buck, I know you're married.
Yeah, I'm married, but I was gonna say I'm pretty used to that, and that kind of strengthens our relationship in a weird way because like she's always working too. Like she a real deal working dancer and artist out there in LA. So like there's a lot of times where I'm out on tour, and then when I get back home, she's out doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? And but we always have stories for each other. We always got something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We always create these moments these different moments that we can share with each other together. We can get value from that, and we can and just keep things, you know, moving and keep it alive. Like Dram was just saying, like we're not around each other all the time, but we make the best of that by like sharing these experiences with each other. You know, and she get to hear stories from me, vice versa. And some places we you know, she come out to some of my shows, or you know, she's gonna come out to see us when we're in Long Beach, and you know a lot of her shows that she do, I'll come out and support her. So
Dr. Rico, what about you? You have kids besides DJ Fly.
So,
How do you juggle family life and touring?
so yeah, I'm big single out here, and but you know what I'm saying, I got a real responsibility to my beautiful kids, and I can tell you, like, so we have my kids are a part of like my career, and they're not from a watching point. Like, I talk to my kids and they give me their point of view on like what I did, how I could do better, what they like, what they didn't like. Like, they have a very active voice about my choices. And so we FaceTime, and we, you know what I'm saying? Like, I FaceTime with the crew. Like, my son, him and Dram got this weird little thing that they do, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of the things where making my kids a part of it, like sending videos, sending pictures. This is where I'm at. I make content not for social media. I make content for just my family. Like, I go and come into like each room that we in. I record a certain way. I put a song to it. I send it to my kids, and you know they make content off of videos. My daughter asked me the other day, send me a bunch of your pictures, and I'm gonna go in CapCut. I'm gonna make you a collage of your pictures. So they're a part of the creative process.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. I'm married too.
So what's next for each of you after Memphis Jukin, during Memphis Jukin? What's next?
Anybody else can say something.
Wait, what's
go ahead.
Okay. What's next is unexpected. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie.
What about you, Gangsta?
The next level.
Next to you?
It's just the next level, man. It's the next level, man. I think the tour is already nationwide right now, and I'm getting into this acting thing. So now it's like it's probably
the limit.
I'm gonna say it is. It is TV in this nation. We're going to another continent. We're going to another country. We're going to a whole nother part of the world with Memphis Jukin, the show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be one of the people. We might need some translators somewhere. You know what I'm saying? To try to. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where we're going with it. That's what I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I ain't know I was gonna talk, but anyways,
You just saying, yeah. I thought you was gonna say something.
I was talking to Dram. You go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like what's next for us is like the rest of our lives and what we get inspired to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so like I feel like what we doing right now is I just wanted to use what we doing right now as like a springboard for us to realize that whatever else we want to do, we can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want them to have the experience to not be afraid to go have experiences on their own or and go after certain things. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to use my whole career as an example of that. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a big risk by moving out to LA by myself, and you know, I didn't know what was expected. Like he said. Like I didn't know what was expected. I didn't know what was coming up next. And but I had to keep going, and I had to just believe in myself. Whatever happened for me, I had to believe in that. I did have goals, you know what I'm saying, that I want to meet, but you know, those goals are always going to change. So everything we're reaching for is going to always elevate and change. The more we get older and have new goals, and do we get to set. So like I feel like like I said, what's next is whatever we want to make it. Like, this dude went from cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? He went from to designing his own stuff, you know what I'm saying? To like making his own clothing line, you know, to he just letting himself do whatever comes to his mind. You know what I'm saying? Look at this mind. Y'all better step up.
Yeah.
And not being afraid of going there. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I mean when I say like whatever our imaginations take us, you know, and whatever we get inspired to do, that's what's up next for us. But like, as far as on the literal standpoint of different things I got going, like what's next for me is to get an international tour with them, just for them to have that experience, to be able to tour not only in America but internationally, where we can, because we trying to plan an Asia tour right now. We can go hit Asia and Europe with Memphis Jukin the show and introducing the culture out there. And yeah, anybody else want to talk?
I'll say this. I don't want to limit myself and say exactly like where I would be going. But I'm just gonna keep working and continue to do me, and whatever comes. So that's all I got to say for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever comes for sure. But the Session 4 and Leroy Arkansas, that's happening this year. The National Queen of Juking Tournament, first one ever, that's happening in December. Stamp it. And
So
whatever
if you
else comes.
If you see us do that, stamp it. Stamp it.
My last question to y'all before I let y'all go, because there's a stigma, especially with street dance, about I don't know why people feel like their street dance is so sacred that when people branch off or take certain things from other styles, it's like a whole beef. So what do y'all say is like, how can I put it? What advice can y'all give to the street dance world? Because y'all I know juking is integrated with a lot of other different street dance styles as well as a lot of other styles. What can y'all say to the street dance world about that?
Get some motion, bro.
Oh my God.
Get some motion. Nah, seriously, get some motion. Put your head down, put the hard work, and get some motion. It ain't gonna happen.
It's real shit though.
So like, what I would say is that, and like we are in a world where like so much is talked about with cultural appropriation and dance and different things. What I would say is that like, if you real, then you're gonna talk about who inspired you, and you're gonna give credit, openly give credit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that answer.
And then, with that being said, like, it is difficult to be a creator and to see somebody taking something that you created and getting motion when you didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not coming to you, right? But like, that's one of the things about if we can just like for a moment shift our perspective and see art and say that like, there is nothing that we are experiencing, even as humans. This computer that we are like talking on right now is a collective of years of innovation, of multiple people ideas, right? So it's like, fight and always be an advocate for what your community did and who influenced your community. And at the same time, like, see the bigger picture that like, at the root of this, we still are pushing the art of like dance, but the art of human connection through dance. Because ultimately, like, none of us would have a style if we didn't learn to connect through the dance style.
That was a dope thought.
Seek knowledge.
Are you so are you said Asia, are you guys thinking, because I'm African and I think that would be dope if y'all go to Africa. Yeah, I think that would be really dope.
Yeah, so I say Asia and Europe because like I think those are the markets that are asking for us to come right now, and I just want to give the opportunity where it's you know that's coming. But we definitely been thinking about. I mean, I've definitely been thinking about going to places like that because myself, I've been to Malawi, I've been to I've been to different parts. I've been to Senegal. I've been to different parts of Africa, and I also and I know like they'll go crazy over some stuff like this out there too.
Trust me, my family is originally from there. Like I'm not African American. My parents, I lived there before, so I know.
And I know that'll be a great experience for everybody. So I think that's definitely coming up soon. Like I said, for this tour, I got big plans, and I'm gonna always elevate. So like. That's definitely in the plans. Going to Africa for sure.
And it's African. We have Africans, people from Kenya, some Memphis Kenya.
Kenya.
People from Africa who follow us and active juking.
YouTube is crazy out there. Crazy. So to wrap it up, I just want everybody to just, if you could talk to your younger self out there, what would you tell that person? It don't matter who goes first.
Save your money.
Your younger self.
Everybody go at one time. Y'all talking with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at one time.
Save your money, bro.
Save money, live better.
That's all.
Oh,
Take care of
yeah, I was just saying, for sure save money and just think about your action. I think about the outcome of your actions before you do it, for sure.
That's a nice one.
Like, get your big head.
Leave them girls alone.
Hey, hey, for real, my real answer though is stay focused. Like whatever it is you want in life, stay focused. I would tell myself to stay focused. I got distracted a lot by things that I don't even do anymore. I was wasting my time. I was literally wasting my time. And yeah, so just stay focused, man, and save you money for sure.
I would tell my younger self, I would say, go to therapy to process some stuff that you didn't know that you probably shouldn't have went through, like and seen, from the deaths around you to everything about drugs in the street. Like so that you can like not be a victim to your traumas. Because like once you learn to like get past it and really build their self-worth, and you get past people please, you get past even maybe like some of the other habits that happen depending on how you, if your trauma might be that you fight, you get in that fight and flight mode, you ready to fight. You know, so you can't control your anger. Like I would tell my younger self to go to therapy, do that inner work, because then like I know that like I would have already done so many more things and touched so many more people.
Factual.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rico.
That was dope.
I would tell my younger self to live, you know, because well, just being young personally, you know, I kind of had to grow up very fast, you know what I'm saying, from like my mom not really having things like that and my dad bringing me in and was like, you're going to work, you know what I'm saying? And that caused me to build a sense of independency, you know what I'm saying, within myself, within how I move, just period. And I would tell myself to live more, enjoy more, you know what I'm saying, and not be so focused on 5, 10, 15 years from now. But I'm not saying it's not important to do that, you know what I'm saying, because it is definitely essential to build a foundation for yourself, you know what I'm saying, especially when you have family, especially when you have like, well, me personally, like a little sister who just lost a father, you know what I'm saying, family who really reaching out to me like, Dram, can you do this for me? Dram, can you do this for me? You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't just be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely say just live more, love more, you know what I'm saying? Work more, you know what I'm saying? Stay focused, stay driven, you know what I'm saying? Just elevate. Like not even just on no type time where it's like, I want all the money, I want all the cars, I want all the women in the world, I want all these materialistic or temporary things that don't hold true value, you know what I'm saying? Because the longest relationship you're gonna have is with yourself, you know what I'm saying? So connect with God more. I tell myself that at a young age, because it's been a lot of distractions in my life that has thrown me, you know, for a loop, you know what I'm saying? And I just come back, it be a full circle where I come back and have that realization moment, look in the mirror and just tell myself, you got this, you know what I'm saying? I have to reassure myself a lot and just put in that work, you know, with myself, you know, care about myself more and not just care so much what other people think. I say this, growing up as a child, you're definitely like adapting to everything that's around you. You know what I'm saying? You'll be influenced by this person that mold you in this certain way. And I just tell myself that, nah, dog, like you got this, you know what I'm saying? You are you know what I'm saying? You are us, you are the world. What you do matter, you know what I'm saying? So I just with hurting people, with like influencing people, you know, that's why I move how I move now, because at a young age, it was just like, just influenced by a lot of stuff. So now I'm at a point where it's more free, you know, and like that's why I respond how I respond to the questions that you ask, because it's free, you know, not just so focused on here, like it's just free, you know. That's why I say growth is unexpected. I love you.
You too. Go ahead, Cynthia.
You can tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
I tell them, man, you know who you are.
It's not really.
Sina?
What about Sina?
I'll tell my younger self pretty much what Gino said. Stay focused. Like, Start worrying about other folks' opinions. Worry about your own opinion.
Still, please.
I tell myself, to prioritize your willingness to give. When I say prioritize your willingness to give, it's it's just, exactly what I said, prioritize. I have a big willingness to give because I never gotten anything. You know what I'm saying? Given, you know what I'm saying? Besides like what my family's giving me and what they can afford to give me. And so I always wanted to give, from a young age. That just built me giving from a young age because like anybody I, came in contact with that I love, I always wanted to give for them. But like I wasn't prioritizing my giving, even for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like at a lot of points I would give for more people than I can afford to give. You know what I'm saying? Like I would give because I want to see other people make it, or I would give because I believe in this person. And I would do that more than I would give for myself because I knew that I had to drive an ambition to like keep going and to make opportunities for myself regardless. But I felt like, so I always gave and overgave. But even when I gave to myself, I wasn't prioritizing that right either. So yeah, it's just prioritizing my willingness to give, because if I'd have done that at a young age, then I probably could have made a lot of these things happen that I wanted to have at a faster rate.
Dope. Graham, is there like a website up for your clothes yet? Or
Yeah, it is. I'm glad you asked. Hold on, pipe down.
That's not yet.
All right, so look, we are stars1.com. Yes.
We are stars1.com.
Clothes. You know what I'm saying? And this will be on there very soon, like the stuff that I'm creating, only one of ones, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, and you can also read about me, a little bit more about me, Dram Hines, my inspiration, the mission, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be a whole lot of stuff that's coming up. So I don't want to talk about it because growth is unexpected.
No problem. Jadyn, what about you? Earlier, they said you had a collab with Playboy. When is your line coming out? When can we look for what you got going on?
Sometime in June, actually. Yeah, we do. We shoot for that this month. I can't really put too much out there for real, but
okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be dropping in July.
So are we gonna be able to find it on the Playboy's website, or are you gonna have your own special website?
We haven't really talked about it yet. I'm pretty sure all the stuff that I'm promoting is gonna be on the Playboy website for sure. Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay. So it was such a pleasure talking to you guys. Thank you guys so much for talking with me and taking time out of you guys' schedule. I love the show, man. It was so dope. Like, are you guys coming back to New York, or
hopefully
that was your last show in New York?
Well, we don't know yet. Hopefully we get to come back. Oh, for this run, that was our last show. But when we book for the next season, when we start booking where the beautiful thing is I'll be in more contact than ever before with the booking agency that's a part of this tour. So like hopefully we can come back to New York if New York wants us back. So
all you gotta do is tell them that you want us back.
I'm gonna make sure of that. I'm gonna let them know. But y'all keep grinding, man. Keep Memphis on the grind. Keep Memphis on the book. Y'all definitely doing y'all thing. Shout outs to the young people, man. That y'all can be doing anything in the world, but y'all dancing, y'all doing something positive, getting money the legal way. You feel me? And that's what it's all about. Being a positive role model for the ones to come after y'all.
Well, thank you for creating this platform. We appreciate you for having this platform.
I'm trying, and that's what it's
an opportunity to share what we have and share, just share our world experience with y'all on this platform. We appreciate being on it.
So yes, make sure y'all tell your friends to subscribe to FESSUP, because it's definitely a dance platform for all street dance. And it's time that we build ourselves, like y'all said, make lanes. We got to make lanes. So we can't make lanes and we can't and make noise if we're not making lanes. You feel me?
Yeah. And can you give us a hug through the camera?
What? Say that again.
Can you give us a hug through the camera? No, you gotta hug the computer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hug y'all. I hugged y'all through the camera. Where they went? Oh, I made a mistake and took y'all off. Okay. That was a beautiful hug, man. Y'all keep definitely doing what y'all doing. And yes, it's lit. Please let me know when y'all back in New York. I'm bringing more street dancers out to see this show next week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is this gonna stay on Facebook? Is this gonna stay on Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook and YouTube.
Say that.
Bet.
Let's get it.
Oh,
All right,
you
you
gotta
guys
see
so much.
it.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Y'all have a safe and beautiful journey. Later. So, guys, that's it. Festival Peaches went a little bit longer today, but as you can see, we had Memphis in the building. Phenomenal group set of people. They're on tour, Memphis Jipping tour. Make sure y'all tap in, man. And you heard what they said. Make lanes for yourself, bro. We keep talking about flexing is dead, flexing is dead. Make a lane. Let's make some lanes, bro. Let's make some lanes. Stop complaining. Let's make some lanes. You feel me? Shout out to everybody out there making lanes. Like I said, everything is dope. Like keep God first, everything second, and everything will fall into line, man. I have a beautiful week because I had a beautiful weekend, but y'all have a beautiful and amazing week. Keep striving, keep motivating, keep getting up, and keep patting yourself on the back. Because if you don't do it, ain't nobody else will. You heard? Love you guys. Love y'all support. Till next Sunday. Peace.